Hello.
We don't have time to,
Hello.
do we?
Hello. Time to what? What are we gonna do? We up to no good?
None of your business,
wouldn't you
DM.
like
Mind
to
your business,
know?
DM.
Secret.
Wouldn't you like to know? That's
Secret.
fine.
Maybe you should have been in the call.
What the hell? I am the call.
We're okay. We're conspiring.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You're conspiring? Well, that's
Yeah,
not
we're
good.
conspiring against you.
I just got here.
Oh, so you're the leader behind it then, Dodger?
Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
I ain't no snitch, but also I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. If anything, Clark is the leader.
Well, conspirers, welcome back out to Sunforged, episode 24. After our couple week off, we are back and ready to dive back into some Dungeons and Dragons. But before we do, does anyone have anything they would like to shout out or anything before we get started?
Me.
But
What?
Oh.
Two things. We have a Jesus lamb, and also
Hey.
I made a bird nest today.
You mean a bird nest?
Cool.
A bird feeder. Sorry, I
Oh,
misspoke.
cute. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, it's good vibes over here.
It is good vibe.
Hell
What do you
yeah.
mean, Jesus land?
One of the sheep that we bought months ago, was suddenly in labor and gave birth.
It's amazing.
Oh my
And now,
god.
and now we have a baby lamb.
Y'all.
Nice.
And the person that
And-
sold us the sheep didn't own any rams.
Yeah,
And
she
they're
was like, I
Amazing.
literally
I
don't
don't
know
know
how this happened.
you
that
guys
means
have to take such good care of this thing. Like, don't let
Jesus
The
lamb.
only
do it.
conclusion that they have is that because the person that sold the sheep to us that lives next door to a farmer
have
that
hopped
has
over.
rams. So you think
Yeah,
a
they
ram
think-
hopped the
Yeah.
fence,
Oh my
just
god.
Like, I had a secret boyfriend.
did the
they could
deed with like
only-
Yeah.
80 sheep and just went back.
Damn.
Damn.
They were like, we're not
Well, that's
telling
the
anyone we're
concern,
dating.
right? Maybe only one of them is pregnant and we got
Oh,
it. But
yeah.
the concern is that
Oh,
she sold a
God.
bunch of pregnant
Oh,
sheep by
God.
accident.
Because how many did
So-
you get initially?
2 adult sheep, and then it was the 2 baby lambs. And now we have like a for real
Initial-
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legit lamb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Damn.
thank you for saving me from the question
You're
by actually
welcome.
having an
Yeah.
interesting story. Now, to spin it on the nose and go to something that's less interesting, do you want to hop into some Dungeons and Dragons? That's
No, I want to talk about the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
every
yes.
Cool.
time with this guy, dude.
what the hell, man? Okay, well, let's bring it down, and by that I mean the attitude.
You
okay?
did bring it down.
So...
Yeah,
You-
you,
you
always
did
do.
bring it
You
Don't
know how
worry
excited
about
I
it.
was. Yeah, I called yesterday at like 3 a.m.
That's true, yeah.
I
You
was,
so
That was
excited to
very
play.
funny.
I was like, what the fuck's happening?
Okay. So,
I got kicked out of roll 20. One moment.
Oh my god.
That's
Roll
okay.
20.
because
We needed you to do
we
the first
still-
roll. Oh, I mean, everything's fine.
So, rumor has it that the 6 of you had just previously been investigating the mystery beneath Sigrat, learning that it was a creature of shadow that was consuming and feeding off of all of the citizens there. You managed to untether a group of them, pull away from the town before it could blink away, teleporting to another location. And with that group, forge yourself a small encampment, which would grow as the weeks go by. But with the encampment in hand, all of you gathered together, hit the road, and started to head northwest, into the countryside of all weathers, toward the capital of this region, known as Marigold. Along the journey there, you fought against some trolls, which were formed of a cannibalistic nature, and dispatched them rather quickly, only to have been given a chest of essentially gold and, well, jewels and other valuables to sell of quite high value. But with a few more days on the road left, you would carry on traveling across the small mountains that hang over the Glen Glades and head toward Marigold. It is on this journey that we'll pick up our episode with a few days in. This whole trip itself is going to cost you about 7 days of time, 8 days of time. the better part of a week to travel all the way to Marigold. But it's mostly an uneventful one. Outside of the trolls, you're in a large group that scares off a lot of wandering creatures that might attack you, and it gives you a chance to catch up with anything you want to catch up with before getting closer to the town. By the time you've left the mountain range, which is after a few days in, you would notice that the roads here are more well traveled. Sticking on the main road here, it guarantees some remnants of safety. Your encampment would pass by merchants, you'd pass by wandering soldiers and kind of patrol units, along with just anyone who's moving goods back and forth. So for the next few days of your trip, unless you go off the road, you are relatively safe. Is there anything you guys would get up to over the journey toward Marigold?
I mean, I know Carlisle would have at some point wanted to pull Desmond aside.
Yeah.
Desmond, we are starting to run a little low on potions for the rest of the band. I know at some points we've talked about that. Just want to know what the timeline is on turning around some of those raw ingredients we've been purchasing into something I can actually start using.
This travel we're doing are we just walking? Do we have the horse and cart still?
You have one horse and
We
cart.
got a whole encampment.
You do have an encampment, but most people are carrying their goods on their backs because you only would have saved the horse and cart.
We aren't full ass caravan yet.
Yeah. You're mostly just people carrying
Okay.
big old rucksacks and whatever traveling gear they have, whatever they could get out with. So you might have a couple of people that have joined, but they are also on foot. It will grow over time. So you have one cart.
If any time we're moving, if you don't mind me sitting in the cart, I could work on it while we go. I just didn't want to take up the space if someone else needed it.
Well, I would argue that we all may need these potions, so I think I think it'd be fine for you to have a seat if that's what you're doing.
I mean, I won't complain. Yeah, so I guess anytime we travel,
Mm-hmm.
I would want to use some of these ingredients. I have enough regions for 7 potions, so I would just slowly start working on them. If you could give me like time frames for our travel to know how much I could knock off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see. So, each potion. See if I can get the crafting rules up for this. Shouldn't take too long. If it depends what kind of potion you're making. If you are going
We
to
agreed on the lowest kind, right? Because
Yeah,
you could max the rolls anyways.
that's what I believe.
we want just the lowest.
Yeah.
It's just to start building a stockpile like now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me just see here if there's an interesting mechanic there. I would say, based on just general crafting rules, I'm trying to find the Xanathar's one at the moment. It wouldn't take you that long to craft the basics if you have the ingredients, especially.
Mhm.
So I would say by the time the week is gone, if you're sat on there and you're working 8 hours a day on it,
Yeah. I also cut time in half for potions.
you
For
do.
any crafting. Yeah.
You do. That's true.
Sick.
So whatever we make, I would make double that.
Okay. Yeah, in that time.
Yeah, I've got 5 vials for potions and 6 of the mushrooms as well.
Oh, you have 6 as well. So we have a total of 13.
And how many
regions
vials
for
do you have?
potions then.
Overall,
5
everyone?
on me.
5 on you. Okay.
I didn't think to get vials.
I mean, here's
That
the
makes
thing.
sense.
Am I smashing these fucking vials?
No,
after someone
you can
drinks a
reuse.
potion?
You can
because,
reuse.
like, if that's the
Okay.
case, then I have about.
I guess if
15
you hurdle
this
one
point.
at someone,
Yeah,
right?
It really depends
Take it.
on how you imagine the potion
I would
mechanic.
say I probably have about 10 vials.
Carlisle, every time he gives
Sprinkles.
one, is like, be real careful with this, please. I need that back.
Literally.
In which case, I think. So how many potions do you reckon you've used? If you've got 5 vials on you, let's say you probably have a few across you anyway. You can pretty much get 1 done a day if you're working hard on this. So you'd be able to get 8 potions if you're doing this every day.
Okay.
Nice.
Sick.
All right.
because you have the materials for it.
Take the materials off. And
So a decent amount of
That is-
potions acquired.
it's a lot of potions. I got 12 potions of healing on Carlisle.
Let's go.
Damn, dude, just jingling in his bag.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, in a place like Hyaloma, people are growing those reagents for potions quite frequently because it's dangerous out there. So you have yourself a good selection of potions. You can have a whole kind of almost like gun belt filled with them, your medical bag, and so that's what you'd be doing during that time. Anyone else doing anything else during this 8 days or so before you get in the Regency of Marigold?
I would assign some stuff to my.
Do you what, sorry?
To my, I don't know, Bastion.
Oh, okay. So that
places.
happens at once at the end of a week.
Like, have we? Did we get to assign them the first time, or like?
You would get to sign
are
it
we
after
waiting
the
until
first
this
8
time?
days, because the initial creation of your
Yeah, yeah.
bastion on this 8-day travel is essentially setting everything
it.
up. So by the time
Okay.
the end of your travel, we'll get to the bastion event,
Alright.
which we'll go through everyone there before you set off.
I would get the scroll that Vanderbilt was making for me. I
The
had him
scroll? Yeah.
Make up I had to make up a sending scroll. So I would
Okay.
find that and
Yeah.
learn it.
Vanderbilt would be setting up shop every day, so it's a place you can just pop in and kind of get it off of him. For the Bastion stuff that'll happen at the end of this. Anyone else do anything?
V would, like, as they travel and making sure that only, like, the close group hears, would kind of out of nowhere ask her group, like, the people that we saved from Sigrat, they seem not as happy as I thought they would be. What is this feeling when you survive, but it feels bad?
I think that's just survivor's guilt, right, dear?
They also
You-
lost their home.
You made it to no one else did, right?
Survivor's guilt.
Anyone that they were friends with, right, or family, they're the only ones that got out.
Yeah,
They wish-
unfortunately, they did not have any time to say goodbye to anyone there or even really process what was happening. That would take a lot of time for someone to go through. Probably a lot more than just this little trip.
Well, also those that they love are still there.
I suppose
I think
it,
I understand this feeling.
it might not have been the best call on my part to also bring attention to them that there might be a lot of people they've forgotten.
I mean, sure, but it's true, right? And it's better they kind of have their eyes opened.
Sure, if it's sort of compounding the grief. I don't know how effective it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with being totally transparent with them after we quite literally ripped them out of the life they thought they had.
Mm.
You know, we kind of owe it to them, even if it's a difficult thing to come to terms with.
You said you understand. Do you have this feeling as well about Sigmund?
Not about Sigmund, no, but I think I know this feeling.
Do you want to talk about it? Sort of makes a face like, we talk about feelings?
Are we those sorts of friends now?
V looks like puzzled. What would that do talking about it. We have talked about it now.
True. I think it helps some people sort of process things to say them out loud. I prefer to just obsess about it internally.
I will think on this offer of talking about it.
On the 4th day of your travels, when you're just leaving the mountain pass, can I get a perception check from everyone?
Ooh, perception.
Can I do it with sound?
Yeah, but the DC will be higher.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
Now it's even higher.
Really good. That was really good. My hubris for clapping back.
What are we doing? Perception.
Yes, please.
If you ever ask for passive perception, though, you just let me know.
Let's just aim
All
for
right.
that. Oh wait,
That's
can I
fair.
have Sestina help?
You let me know because that's a flat 22 on passive.
That's 22.
God. Damn.
Yeah, do you know what? I would also take your passives because you're traveling. You're not in an active situation, so it's kind of this is something that would happen in your peripheral. But as you're coming down the mountain pass, it's kind of an awkward trek. You've gone through the kind of the quicker path over the hills, so on the steep down, it's kind of rocks falling, some of the gravel and sand giving up below your feet. If you do have a passive perception, which is higher than the perception roll you rolled, we'll take that.
Okay, 22 then.
With that, then you would see, corner of your eyes, something is coming towards you, but it's small and in the distance. It's coming fast, and you manage to catch a glimpse of it. It's almost like seeing a bird soaring down fast past your peripheral. But this thing's coming towards you and close enough that you just see this sudden rectangular shape flying, spinning, and then embeds itself in the rock nearby you.
Oh,
Dig's only in
look
a
at that.
little corner of it, and it's about 4 or 5 feet away. And from this distance, you can make it out to be the shape of a card.
When
Like-
I see that strange card that just embedded itself in the rock there.
A card? Where?
That's a card. Carlisle points right at it.
Oh, look at that.
But like someone threw it, or if I look at the card, does it look like a playing card? This world's a playing card of this world.
How close are you looking at it? Are you just looking towards it, or are you looking
How close are we to it?
about
Just
5
in
feet?
general.
About 5 feet away? It's just embedded.
Yeah, I'll scooch in, peek.
Is it glowing for me?
It is glowing for you.
Here
It
we
is magical in its nature. The back of the card looks to be made of these almost kind of like water-like spirals. It looks like there's water, almost like there's a droplet of water that's, or like air being kind of brought to the surface, causing ripples to go outwards on the back of the card. An animated effect. But if you're scooching in to look at the card itself, could you please give me an investigation check?
Yeah. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You would look at the front of the card, and it's kind of just embedded into the rock just slightly, and it looks to be a tunnel, like a rounded tunnel, flattened on the surface, more arched tunnel that kind of goes down deep into darkness. But with the dirty 20, because the DC was 20, you can see in the very distance in the back of the card, like in a tiny print, there's something else that's animated. And it looks to be like a humanoid figure running towards the card. Down at the end of the tunnel, running towards you.
Looks like there's a person in there. Do you see that? Shows Carlisle. Or
I think
points at it.
Before looking at that, as Carlisle, I would have wanted to check if someone threw it at us.
Yeah.
Like what
Because I think
direction
that
it
would
came
be the
from?
thing he'd be thinking of.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That's a 25.
You scan, but don't see anyone.
Well,
I think they can hear us.
one threw it that I can see, and you're saying there's some kind of weird thing running at us in it.
Joe, what color is it for me?
Um,
Or is it white?
I think because it's a magical item, it would be white.
Okay.
It's the size of a regular playing card, and if you look in, you can see someone running, someone.
You need
running.
Tack to
Okay.
point it out to you, unless you
Yeah.
rolled an investigation check
Tack
yourself.
would have said it out loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Should we say hello? Or
It's certainly magical in nature. Perhaps we should identify it.
Yeah, I have no expertise in magical items, so I don't think. anybody
right.
else
Someone can do that. Yes. Backs up.
I mean, that run and will it take a minute for them to get here? Because it'll take me a minute to identify it.
Does it look like it's getting closer to us? Yeah, that's a great question.
How are you holding the card?
Oh, I didn't pick it up.
Okay, it's just embedded in there.
Still
Yeah, it's
stuck.
getting
I was
closer.
just,
Leaning around it.
oh
But it's-
God, he's
but
getting
it's-
closer.
Give me an intelligence check, because this is kind of like working out how long it would take.
17
not bad.
for me.
You might not get the exact time with a 17, but you get the general idea that this is like running on a flat Earth at the moment. That's how you're able to see them. There's no horizon in this tunnel, but they could be 100 miles away. They're still a tiny little speck, and that you just kind of see. It's almost like seeing a pixel kind of animated back and
Right.
forth.
Okay.
So it seems they've got a long way to run to get to you.
Yeah.
It's that fucking Lancelot scene from Holy Grail, dude.
Yes, dude.
Or like when you have a dream and you're like, I gotta run, dude. And the second you start running, you're like,
Running
why
in
am I
place.
Yeah. Okay, then yeah, I think Tack would be like, well, who knows? But if you just start at least, you'll probably finish before he gets here.
If that's the case, I'm going to ritual cast it too, just to make sure for 10 minutes.
Okay.
You think that whoever's running in there has the dealer's luck with them or against them? Like running away seems like maybe against them, but
Being in a card
Being
and
in a
running
card.
both
feels
is
like
scream
definitely
of
against them,
entrapment.
right?
Yeah,
Interesting.
but that is true. Where did it come from?
Nobody saw anything. Well, Carla, you saw it.
I saw it come in. I checked to see if I could see someone who threw it, and I couldn't.
Excuse
I mean,
me.
I could.
She
I could
says like
walk in
really
the direction a little
loudly.
bit if you want me to
Did-
take a look around over
This-
there.
It's just. Did someone throw this card?
Well, now you're just scaring them away if they are over there hiding.
You've lost your card. Did you?
How
She sort of looks
how about
around.
while we cast that, I'll just walk over and check around like the trees or whatever
Oh.
over there.
I suppose. All right. I just
Uh,
thought they'd come out.
You can go and investigate the area. You can go and look around.
I think he'll just do like a quick look around. I don't think he's like
Yeah.
doing like a fucking full-on investigation, but like a stroll through the area. We have 10 minutes while
Yep.
we're waiting for this spell.
Yeah.
Just give me an advantage perception check with +5 on it, just to kind of associate all the rolls you could have done in that time.
That'd be a 29, so a 34.
34. You are pretty confident after walking around in the area. that if there was anyone to have thrown it in the vicinity, you would have found them 100%. You find no kind of trace of someone even running away. It would seem that if this card was thrown, it was thrown from a very, very long way away.
Well, that's terrifying.
A really good arm.
Yeah.
Can I, while Desmond is casting this, since I'm already there and peeping the card, can I like try to keep an eye on this figure and see if anything slowly becomes a clearer image?
Yeah. You can keep your eye on it the whole time. Whilst you're doing that, if you are casting Identify on it, you would give me an investigation check. Tack.
Oh.
And then
Excuse me.
I'll explain
That's you.
what you'd see at the same time as giving you a thing.
24.
24
Nice.
is very good. You do see something moving. You see him coming, but he's still very far away. But then you can see that almost the walls around him are... They look like they're moving and shifting behind him. As if there's a darkness kind of encroaching on him. I say him. It's impossible to make out the identity.
The
of
figure. Yeah.
But your Identify would come up with the following. This is a card from the deck of the depths. And it's known as the Tunnel. And its description is... The running man runs from the flooding of the tunnel. With an ellipsis. Doesn't tell you what the card does. As is befitting of the decks of many things out there. But this is definitely one of the dealer's cards. It just comes from a different deck to what you're used to.
And obviously this card has been drawn because we can see it. We know what it is.
Yeah.
So it might be that whoever's in the tunnel drew that card and got sucked into it, or
Right.
yeah, got tunneled. Yeah,
Yeah.
classic.
Do you want to catch them as they run out? Do you want to... We poke our head in? I'm joking. I'm not going to poke my head in the car.
No, I have no intention of trying to tunnel myself.
To stay untunneled.
I don't know. Is there a... It seems strange to leave it in the rock. But I don't want any of us to accidentally do something with it. We're not meant to.
I have a funny idea.
Uh-oh.
Go
I
on.
definitely want to hear this.
Yeah. Love a funny idea.
Yeah.
What if we use that like dimension bag we have and the
Oh,
card?
It just comes out of
that
the tunnel
is
in a card.
nefarious.
into-
You're right.
Oh my God, would that work?
Maybe.
Is that so we're not, in case it comes out and it's something bad?
No, but like, I
Just
don't know.
see what
Someone might be trapped in there. We could get them out.
Mm.
Oh, I see.
What if we throw a rope in? Like a
I can put
really-
some of my silky string. Just dangle it in.
It would be another one of those situations where we'd have to be like, hey, everybody, just hold on a sec. We're going to go do something bonkers. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
You all are walking very slowly. Keep going.
We would not want to do this near anybody.
Uh-uh.
That is a fun idea, though. But once we use the tunnel bag, we cannot use it again, correct? It's busted forever.
Yeah, currently it's a bag that leaks. If you were to put another bag of holding in there or something that creates a portal, it's going to create a portal to an unknown place, is the idea.
Right.
Then we'd have to go right now.
Mm.
I'm fine with whatever.
So there's a chance if
Yeah.
you put something in this bag of holding with a hole in it that it just slips away into the astral.
That seems
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, if it can fit through the cuts
Oh,
in the
so
back.
this dude in this card could end up escaping and be like, thank
Right.
God I made out.
Yeah.
I'm just floating in
I'll tell you this: the slices
So
in the back of the
fucked.
bag
You're
of
welcome,
holding would
buddy.
definitely be small enough for a card to fit through. So
Okay. Good to know. Okay, so
Right.
maybe that wouldn't be a good payoff use for this bag.
So Desmond's holding the card, right?
No, I don't think any of us have touched it yet.
Well, I have
No,
to
not
identify
has
it,
to
I have to
touch
touch
it.
it.
Oh.
Okay,
did you?
kidding.
How did when you cast identify? Did you just reach out and touch it, or did you
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I wouldn't pick it up. I would
You
just
cradle
keep
it like
where
it was
is.
a baby.
Still embedded in the rock.
Baby.
Okay, so nothing happened to him when he touched it.
Nothing happened to it when you touched it.
Mm.
It's. I mean, I could try to send. We could send Sestina through the card if it works like a portal, because she can just bloop, bloop through it and see what happens. But I don't really know what that would tell us. But we
Yeah, I guess a familiar would be best to use,
'cause
right?
if she bamfs away, we just
Yeah.
I can just
Fuck
resummon
yeah.
And you
her.
just resummon, yeah.
But Morgaine wants to just pick the card up and be like,
No, Morgaine, there's no
I know.
benefit. Morgaine can't even see how
I-
close the guy is approaching. It would be like the worst person to hold the card.
"You hold
I have a question. As someone who has never had the spell sending before,
Mhm.
What counts as being familiar with a creature?
Enough to know who they are. I kind of perceive it as knowing, like the same way if you close your eyes, you can picture like David Beckham in your head. You can picture what they look like. You can hear their voice. You know of them. That's a good enough
Okay.
amount. But
Do you
just
do that
see-
often?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
He's just
I,
thinking
I
of the
constantly
Beckham
cast sending
alt,
to him.
Right there on the
All
tip of your
British
Does
kids
this-
do. He's a national
Yeah.
treasure.
Does this person in the card look like David Beckham? Is that what you're saying?
Is
Does it
that
look like
what
David
it
Beckham is running towards us
Well,
right
let's
now?
introduce our first guest.
If you look really carefully, you can actually see him dribbling with a ball on the card towards you.
I have a question.
All he's got.
I have a question about the card.
Yes.
Is the card? I'm trying to think of how to say this. What angle is the card at?
Mm.
It's currently embedded like sideways. No, kind of more. Actually, kind of more. It's. Let me see if I can just draw.
It's not like
its
it's
angle.
flat against
Yeah,
the
yeah,
rock or
draw it.
something.
Is it
It's
wedged
like
between two
embedded.
rocks? It's kind of like pinched.
I think it
between
embedded
them.
itself
Yeah,
into the
but it's not.
Yeah.
rock. Like it was thrown so
But like
hard.
flat, or like
No.
I think
in the corner.
like a
of it?
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I
We got
envisioned it.
That's what I
fucking gambit
imagined,
out
too.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
little bit more gambit-like, but kind of straight up at the moment. Let me do this. Hold on.
Wait, from the trajectory, did it seem like it was trying to hit any of us? Have we already asked that? Sorry.
I mean, Carlisle didn't ask that specifically, but got a 34 on trying to figure out where it came from or what
Okay.
the
Yeah, I
intention
I don't
was
think
with
someone
it.
would
And
draw like from the deck and be like, "Fuck this," and then just throw out like the
Oh, why
some
would
nearby
they throw
people.
it at all,
into
though,
the
too?
stratosphere,
Yeah.
to low orbits.
yeah.
I don't know. It could be one of those assassins that cards like in the my neck.
Like,
You know,
you're in a card now. Bye. yeah.
Yes, but
Like an
yeah.
assassin playing
Okay.
card.
Okay.
Steal.
So like,
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
still,
so-
Campaign
still
for
kind of
the
upright,
character.
and it's just embedded in there in the corner.
Okay.
That's what I
So
imagined.
is homie like this?
Yes.
Okay. So he is aligned with the card.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to kind of make out at the moment, but yeah, he's essentially aligned with the
Mm.
card.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Hmm.
What do we? What is he running on? Is it just like
A road.
what's the?
It's like a
environmental tunnel?
long
Ooh.
tunnel, very very
I
long.
bet
tunnel.
He's running from a flood, right?
Like
But
a
if we
dark
pick up the
ass
card, it
tunnel.
changes his gravity, and he'll get all tossed around. So we got.
Well, that's what I'm.
Shake him out.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Because
Dude,
like
yeah,
if
tilt it forward.
He just
yeah,
falls.
if the card's at an
Yeah.
angle like this, but he's aligned with it, it might not really
Just
matter.
rotate it.
But
It's
Close
quite
to the
far
ground,
away
so he
to
doesn't
see.
fall far.
Mm.
So he is somewhat aligned with it.
okay,
The man runs from the flooding of the tunnel, is what it said, right? That's it. That's all.
something like that.
Man.
Dot. Yeah.
running there.
I think if Desmond reached out to touch it to do a thing, I think Tack would like fingy like this. Boop. You know?
Nice. That's a good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's a
Like,
good-
Yeah.
corner.
like,
Is that
like
Homer Simpson? What is it?
it's a
cannon
hand
now.
like this. It's a hand like this.
Before
With
Tack
some
touches it, Tack's hand just changes to a Simpson hand.
Would sort of hey,
Oh,
stop that.
amazing.
My art
This
would
is so good.
go like this. Like kind of abruptly to see if it does anything.
Okay.
Like adjust it
Like a little poke.
really suddenly. Yeah.
So, roll a investigation check at the same time. Give you advantage because you know what you're looking for.
17 that time.
You would see the person fall side to side and the water goes around in the background.
Oh my god. This is like The Sims. Let's go crazy.
Yeah, I think Tack would look around like, did you guys see that?
You
They're affected when you move it. Should we just
shake them
do
out.
this and see if he falls out, or
Would that hurt them because of
Which
how
fall
far
damage is
they're
that?
falling? Yeah.
What if we just make it a slight
Did you tilt the
incline?
card and they come out
Tilt
and
it
take a
forward
mile's worth of full
gently.
damage at once? And then-
Right.
no.
If you tilt
Okay.
it like a slide.
Joe's trying not to laugh
I
because
can-
it's literally what would happen.
no? Look, hold on.
Who knows?
This guy saved this guy as a weapon, guys. We can fucking blast this guy out of here like a cannon at some point if we play our cards.
Slowly
We could
puts
just
card
flood
in
a room
pocket, like
at
we'll
will.
save this
Let's
for
find
later.
something to kill.
I will.
Who's pissed us off in camp today?
Someone who's bigger can flip it upside down. I'll prep Featherfall,
Oh, smart. There you go.
and
Smart.
if he falls out, the second that I see evidence of him, one of us could even climb one of these trees just to give more time. But
That's true. Dang,
If
we're
it does-
yeah.
if it does work, I'm curious who this person is, aren't you guys?
Mhm.
Yes, let's get them out.
Mm.
All right, that seems like a good idea.
I can climb a tree and hold
Fantastic.
it slightly,
And
not entirely parallel.
But be
But just
careful.
like an incline.
Carry the tree.
Just let
Yeah.
me incline.
be careful, don't kill
Yes.
him.
Hold it gingerly. as you climb.
so much power.
Just
Crumples it.
He eats it. Just
guys,
like,
I just want you all to be aware that if we do this, if they can leave the card, so can the flood.
I will
So-
tilt it at the last minute.
Yeah,
Back the other way.
It's
what
like
could possibly
pouring
go wrong?
wine.
It would be like a fountain then.
If we tilt it enough that perhaps the water just starts going the other
What
way.
if you fold it?
how-
It will just
what
go
kind of
into
flood is
itself.
Oh. I do not know if I want this responsibility anymore.
You're really thinking about that survivor's guilt. Like, what if I now
Common
kill
theme.
this dude in there?
Yeah. I'm trying to think too, like, if there's anything else we can do to prepare as gentle as possible.
Mm.
The
higher
flood thing is a
ground?
good point, but what did you say? Higher
Go
ground?
higher ground, like,
Let's climb the tower back at Sig and Brian.
Perfect.
Let's go find it.
Hold on, guys. We'll be back in a couple days.
Yeah, I think higher ground is good. I'm trying to think if I have anything else that will aid this.
I don't know. He looks very small in there. Maybe it's a small tunnel and it won't be that much water.
Maybe he is very small as well.
It'd be really tiny.
Mm.
Well, all I can do is
Sorry.
be here ready to treat either a very small or very large man who was possibly splattered into the ground.
Settle that down if he's regular size.
Hmm.
Joe, is there higher ground around.
I mean, you're on the top of like a hillside, so you could climb over and kind of stand above some of the small cliff top inclines. You could go and climb on a tree. There's a few bits and places which you could stand, which will have some elevation. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
is there a place that we could do this where we would be able to say realistically, if there was a bunch of water displaced here,
A
it
swimming
wouldn't
pool.
catch
Empty swimming
our whole.
Oh, yeah. Is there any water around
Oh,
that we could
yeah.
destroy the
Can you angle it?
ecosystem of?
That's
Can you angle
true.
it towards the bath?
You could probably wander into the
Violate
woods a little bit
the-
and find like a pond or something. Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Pond is gonna
Oh.
have a crazy day.
Dude.
I don't.
We're gonna destroy the ecosystem. It's fine.
God forbid
Yeah.
this is salt water. That pond is
Oh
fucking done.
man.
That's literally what I was thinking. Like, if it's the wrong type of water, about to
No.
kill a lot of tadpoles, dude.
Should we
I just-
warn the person in the card before
don't think-
doing this?
I don't think we can.
Not entirely sure how.
I don't know if we can.
We could try. It's just I don't. You'd be on another. Right. There's a chance of it not working anyway because they're in a card and not here, and then
Hmm.
don't really know them, so it doesn't. tend to
Jack will
work.
pull out a
so
piece of
well.
paper, measure it to be the exact size of the card, like the
Okay.
opening of the card, and then write a little note that says, "We're gonna tilt the card."
I just
And
see
put
that
it
huge
in
letter.
case like he's just seeing a bunch of giants at the end of this tunnel this whole time.
Just like right. in
Imagine
the
getting trapped in a
card.
fucking card. You're running for your life, and you see words that say, "We're gonna tilt the card."
a big Homer Simpson hand.
You can see like warning. God, is it?
Yeah, Homer Simpson looks inside and goes, "Huh?"
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
All
could
right.
put the note there.
Okay,
I
great.
just- I could. I think I'm not going to, but I could also. I think try to go into the card myself,
Don't do it.
but I'm
No.
It's too
No.
risky.
not going to.
No, I don't
But
like
I
that.
could. But I
like
could.
all
But
the
I
other
am
plans more than
not-
one was going into the
But I am
card.
not going.
I love the
to.
idea that you go in the card and he runs slightly faster than you, and then you like, it's this whole situation where you're now.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
What are you doing? Are you waiting?
yeah.
Came in here to save you. Stop it. Just
Does
really
anyone have
angry.
like mage hand?
I don't.
I
Not
do.
anymore. Not anymore,
That's
baby.
even higher, right, than a tree. I'm just
True.
saying.
I mean, Sestina can also. She flies. She can also just like jump it from real high.
That is probably.
I don't know how.
Honestly,
She's not necessarily so careful about things, but
I
They
mean, I don't know.
explained it.
V has the precision. We need a Dexy person probably to tilt the card in the tree.
I got you.
Oh yeah,
It's
let's
you.
see it.
That's the one. That's who we all
Minus
know.
It
one
was a
dex and
subtweet.
blind.
I mean,
Leave it to me.
if we need Dex, I can do it. But
you got a 5 kajillion sleight of hand. You can do it, and that dude in
I
there would
have
never
a
even
plus
fucking
sleight
know.
Man, baby,
You gotta
let's
use
go.
it.
Finally, a use for that sleight of
just-
hand.
I'm just picturing
so
Morgaine
I'm gonna
doing
climb
it.
this tree here.
I'm picturing
I'm gonna tilt it one way.
This is so Looney
tilt
Tunes.
it the other way.
if Morgaine did it, the reaction speed would be like the person doing it, like just doing it like.
That dude's neck immediately would break.
No, they would like
Yeah.
come out, and then Morgan would be like, "Are they out?"
Yeah.
They're like, on the floor.
Someone tell me. I'm just holding this card.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Oh
do
my
what you guys
God.
gotta do.
All right.
We find water.
Morgan,
Honestly, all amazing choices.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you can find a small pond fairly close,
hmm
like 30
Okay.
feet wide.
I'll prep for Otherfall. The second I see a person, a humanoid looking ass body come out of that thing, I will
I guess.
I shoot her.
I'm gonna
I guess Carlisle's gonna look for the nearest high point near this pond.
as
Okay. Yeah, you can climb up into like a tree and hang over one of the branches above the pond.
This
Amazing.
guy gets a lit stick of dynamite like this bomb in his hand.
as Carlisle's climbing the tree, Andrasa's just gonna very quietly. I'm gonna use my 6th level ability. And if you look at her, she starts to get a little kind of her limbs elongate slightly. And she kind of gets a little creaky, a little hag-like. And I'm going to transform myself into a Fae type because I get 10 feet of increased movement and a flying hover speed in case there's a flood.
Oh,
That's smart.
That's funny.
Okay. Yeah.
Incredible.
So,
Oh boy.
you are above the pond. You're ready and featherful. Carla, what do you do?
Carlisle is trying to see, like, from the corner of it. He's got to aim towards the pond right now. He's trying to see how far it looks like this guy is currently from the entrance. Like, is there like an ETA here, or does everyone actually want me to tilt this dude like at an increasing incline downwards until he's rolling down this thing like Sonic? Like, am I? What's going on?
I think the way to have him hurt the least is just to go like this,
Yeah,
right?
straight down. Otherwise, he won't tumble if it's straight down.
Well, he will tumble.
He's not going to hit the sides if he's the right.
If I flip it over, there will be a moment where he may get thrown
You're
into the
very
ceiling and then
dexterous.
kind of bounce all the way along. The entire
Surely
thing.
that's
You're a
better
doctor.
than the cart equivalent of getting dragged
Maybe I'm-
along by a cart on the
Maybe I'm
ground.
kind of like a water slide. Would that
Just
be?
hold it straight and then
Yes.
turn it. He won't hit a wall.
Gently. I think.
I think you're nervous and you're overthinking it. Just go for it. She says.
Yeah, Carlisle's gonna start carefully inclining downwards. So
This
as
guy
to not
comes out and tries to murder
abruptly
us all.
flip the fucking perspective for this dude and have him like, because if you just take the ground out from under this guy, he's gonna slam into the.
He's gonna like hit
What if
wall,
he's
wall,
just
floor,
jogging?
wall,
He's
ceiling,
gonna bounce
all the way down.
like a pinball. So
Yeah, it'll be fun, like a pinball machine. Let's
What
do
if
it.
he doesn't want to come out? He's happy in there and he's just really mad at us.
Yeah, what
He
if he's
loves it
training
in
for,
there.
Like, a marathon,
It's like a
and this is
treadmill.
how he does it.
That's what I mean.
I put myself in that cart for a reason.
God damn it.
So you two are very slightly forward. And keep your eyes on it, and you can see the kind of tunnel becomes a slight incline. And you can see he's now running a little bit faster. He's like slipping a little bit. The water's catching
Oh,
up on him
boy.
as well. It's starting to
hope
get
he
under
saw
his
the
feet. He's like
note.
slipping down underneath that. But he is still miles away. So it's going to take some time.
Holy shit.
I was
Wait,
thinking to
like,
myself,
how
if
long
we
do
do
you
all
think
this
got a lot
crap,
of distance left.
Shake it a bit.
I'm not gonna shake it.
I'm joking. Don't shake it. Just wanted to check your moral center. You're fine.
Well,
Does this look like a wall of water, or is this like a water slide? Like, what's the
Is
amount
it
of
like
water
a
a
versus
fun amount of water or like
From-
a
'Cause,
Like, I'm
murder?
thinking about if I made
Give
the
me
incline the
investigation check.
opposite and it was uphill, would the water just be sloshing the other way and he would be fine to, like, you know?
You got to do a water park check
A
now.
little bit of an
to see.
incline walk. He's gonna be ripped.
You feel like from the angle you're on a branch, you're trying to look at this card slightly like that. It's really hard because of how far away he is with deal 7. It's hard to make out. If you're going to make out him, you'd probably have to be hanging off the edge. It's too risky for you falling. So you kind of not got a good perspective right now. It's hard to see.
one of us standing below, can we see?
He's like 25 feet up. This is already
Fuck.
something that you kind of go in and look at it from this angle.
Damn it. Okay.
I think I'm gonna tilt it a little bit more.
Great idea.
Oh,
You tilt some
God.
more. You can see
I wonder if the dude
water's
can hear
fully
you
cut
say
up to
that.
it now. And as in like the portions of it, and he's like sliding. He's off his feet and he's coming towards it now like a water slide.
Water
That seems like the
Now
best
it's
option.
fun.
As
I
long
think
as
so,
he's
too.
not like getting thrown about and I don't see him
drowning.
getting like the shit kicked out of him by this current.
As long as he
then
got a
this
good
might
breath.
be the best option.
Yeah,
I'm
give it
gonna
a little
hold
tap
this.
on the back of it.
Like ketchup
Like a
bottle,
ketchup
you know,
bottle.
like
There you go.
come on.
Get on out of there.
There's a specific spot. Hold on, let me try.
Yeah, right. Let me turn the card, find it.
Oh my God.
We've ruined this encounter.
I know, dude.
Truly.
So sorry.
They're making their way now.
Any day now. Oh.
There is a ridiculous moment where you realize, as they're sliding and this wall of water is like getting under them and sloshing down as well, you're probably going to have to hold this card for about 25 minutes. He's a long way away.
My God.
Wait.
Can I find like a
Sam walked away and he comes back to you.
surely-
Is there like a branch or something? I
Yeah.
can wedge this up on and
That's
then
what I'm
this
saying.
angle?
No kidding.
You could
we can
probably
use-
do that if you're
We can use my silk
Your
string.
arm
It's
gets
really
tied.
sticky. We can like wrap it around the card.
I mean,
to the
again-
branch.
Like, I
Sistina
know I
could
gotta be
also
up here
hold
to
it
send it the
too.
other way afterwards, but I got 25 minutes.
I was
like-
gonna say you're already bored of
Your
holding
hands
this color. You're like, fuck it, let's find a way to keep this there.
It looks like it might take at least another 20 or so minutes before
Oh, well,
he's
now I
here.
did this for nothing. I'll have to do it again. All right.
They're very far away.
Is that so? Are you gonna lock it up somewhere?
Yeah, I think Carlos. He's gonna check back. He's gonna leave it at this angle so the dude doesn't like drown on the water slide. But like he's got at least 20 minutes to like
Yeah.
Okay.
to kill.
There's a moment where you're jostling around a little bit when you're trying to get it in the right position
Oh,
because you
boy.
have to be kind of slightly careful. You can see it kind of gets knocked around a little bit, but yeah, you could wait out the next 20 minutes or so for him to essentially slide on through. If you got it at the right
so this
angle,
guy could see it
Mhm.
through the thing. He would see Carlisle get bored of trying to
He just
do
sees
this
a
on the
giant
ground.
mustache and a hat. That's all
me
he sees.
Oh my
a
God.
wisdom check, just straight up.
Oh, you got
18.
Okay. That's high enough to basically you've got the right angle that he's not just going to drown on the water slide.
Okay, good.
It would get a little jostled around, but otherwise, the only way to avoid that happening is to do straight down. But then that comes with its own dangers. So he'll get a little bit of water in the mouth. He'll kind of get drenched. He's getting basically thrown down a steep incline. But you work out he's probably going to be all right. Or at least
I've calculated the full damage if we fuck up. By the way,
okay.
Oh God.
It's a slide right now. He's
it's
I don't have to roll anything for Featherfall.
If we
I don't
fuck
have to
up,
roll
he
anything.
takes 4,800 d6
he would have
for 20 minutes of solid falling.
he would
25
have
minutes of
a
falling.
I think 20 d6 is
Parachute.
the max because that's his terminal velocity essentially.
This guy has a D6. He hits the ground and atomizes this. Just goo everywhere.
It'll just
I'm
be
sure
dust.
Vanderbilt has well dead. We're fine.
Surely
Because
death
that
is better than
misses
whatever was
Larian.
going on there, right,
Oh, yeah,
guys?
right?
Fuck.
Right,
It's
guys?
sad
Okay,
that
let's
the
keep
terminal
going.
velocity, though. It would be way funnier to roll.
That's true.
Dude,
it's
if it
true.
wasn't terminal velocity, players would be figuring out ways to shoot things out.
Yeah, they
at,
would.
like, fucking like the speed
Yeah.
of asteroids at
True.
NPCs.
I just wanted to roll it. He just,
You're taking a lot of damage.
Oh shit. That's a lot.
Sam, what the fuck?
A fair amount.
I just
We
wanted
just wanted to
to
roll.
see, dude. He would have taken 3,488 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that'd be it.
And he got lucky. Look at all those ones.
Yeah.
Saying.
A lot of nat ones.
I mean, yeah. I mean, technically there might not be a tunnel. No, yeah, because he's in like a vacuum tunnel. So you would wait for the 20 or so minutes before you actually start to see him. You can start seeing him clearly now. Like at the top of this water slide coming down. Water's
Is
just
it
going
David
all across
Beckham?
him, and he's pouring over. Suddenly, as it gets closer and closer, you hear the rushing of the water. And then, in a moment, when he gets close enough, you see the car just expand. Like it's...
Oh.
And he launches out of it with the water just pouring with him. It's a dark green water. It's like deep sea water. And he just flies down towards the pond. Tack comes in with a feather fall. And he floats. Water just like slams him as it goes by. And he's like twisting in the air, spinning. And you
Now
just see
he's
him
getting
kind of...
waterboarded.
He sees the car.
Yeah, can we yank him out of the water?
For him, does it still seem like something that Carlisle can like angle out of this guy's path now?
Yeah, you could cut off the water. Yeah. It's
Okay, yeah, I'm
currently
gonna
like
cut
pouring
off
out.
the water.
You could pull it back then, and you just see kind of the rest of the water goes past him, and it kind of falls past him. He just gently just drifts down. You would see hair covered from head to toe, hanging downward like a soaked dog. This humanoid, like larger
Cousin
form.
It.
Yeah, essentially because he's just drenched, and he's got a pretty heavy amount of hair, and you just see him float down, just goes, and it hits the water gently, and just splashes, and suddenly swims up, pushes his hair out his eyes, and you can see this quite thin, gangly for a bugbear, but a bugbear with this kind of very light brown
Not
hair.
David Beckham.
Not
Okay.
David Beckham.
And Drastic
David
turns around
Bugbear.
and walks away.
He's wearing
Walks
kind of
away.
We don't care anymore.
almost quite explorer's gear. It's kind of like a shirt over his fur where it's kind of pushing through. He's got a very kind of Hank McCoy kind of vibe to him, but with this kind of light brown fur. His glasses are kind of cracked on the end of his nose, and you see him kind of spluttering. All of his pack is ruined. All these books and like scrolls that he's had in this pack is just completely soaked through. And he's like, kind of swims to the side, pulls himself against the side, and just goes against the blanket. And just kind of pukes out a bunch of water. Pulls himself upright. Shakily, his arms kind of come up, and he leans.
Well, I think I should probably say thank you for that.
Good to know you weren't in there by choice.
By choice? Well, I suppose, in a way, I was, but not exactly the one I would have hoped to have.
Right.
You
just
can take a minute.
moment.
Yeah.
Yes,
Do you need any medical attention? Carlisle yells from the top of the tree, still carefully holding this
Points up the
card.
tree. We have a doctor up there if you need someone.
oh,
Like a towel or something, perhaps?
a towel?
Do any of us have prestidigitation? We can just make him
do.
dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could dry off.
Say
and you
that
see
like
the wet
I'm
fur starts
aware.
kind of
I'm
going-
just not going to.
The fur starts drying off as the portions of it just kind of getting to.
He goes, oh, I mean, it was rather cold in there.
No. He pulls his pack around. He goes,
Oh, blast!
What is that?
Years of notes.
he pulls through just damaged, torn, just waterlogged
Oh.
scrolls.
Well, wait,
and
maybe we
books.
can try them. I'm gonna try to like prestidigitate a page.
You could probably save portions of it. There's definitely bits that are ripped from kind of the water pressure and actually
Yeah.
just kind of been torn along. You could probably just prestidigitate and go through it slowly, almost like hair drying through and kind of
I
fix out
feel
what
like
you
she'd
can.
be horrified by the idea of notes and spells and scrolls being waterlogged and be like, hold on.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I
What were
was
they
right.
notes on?
Quite a while. What are the notes on?
Hmm.
Everything. I'm, how rude of I? Alistair of the Explorers Guild.
Can you spell that? DM, out of
Alistair is
character?
Alistar.
Okay, perfect.
I was like, Brie, Explorers Guild? You want to
Can you spell Explorer?
EYNOZ.
Yep.
He kind of sits and kind of folds his arms.
Oh, well. Thank you for saving my life, though. I appreciate it.
Of course, we have a group that we're traveling with. We can get you to a fire, warm you up.
I appreciate that. I mean, I've got quite a good central heat in my old fur here.
Morgane's gonna cast Create Bonfire
Okay, yeah.
and make one.
Ah.
All right, fine. Actually,
Scooch is closer to that.
there's one right now.
Oh, sorry, I forgot we have magic fire.
Oh, yeah.
One of the more magically inclined of the group. What do I do now with
Do
the?
you need help getting down?
I don't
to
need
s-
help getting down. I need help knowing what to do with the car.
Is it-
Mm,
The
Just
dealer would have.
spent now.
The dealer. That card will fade away and become nothing. Obsolete. It often happens with cards that are used.
It'll be obsolete. Don't worry.
All right, I'm just gonna leave it
Just
here
leave it.
then.
Yes. I mean,
I was
you could
just
probably
gonna-
get a nice penny or two for that. Some people do collect.
We have that one guy who does buy magic stuff, but once it's not magic,
Wait, bring
anymore,
it
he's
down.
kind
Just in
Sell
case.
it.
of- Okay.
Ah.
Am I gonna do like an acrobatics check to climb down from a tree without flipping this water back over?
Yeah, you could go for it. Yeah, dude, that's it. I like the imagery.
18.
You definitely like a couple of times you'd slosh it and you see like spurts come out, but you've got it kind of, and if you hold it upside down, you can see the water is falling back down. So you've kind of got yourself contained there.
Nice.
He reaches around and gets a wet quill out and he kind of dries it off for a second, reaches in for his ink, undoes it, pops it into the ink and starts writing on some of the drier parchment that you've already saved.
How did you save me? We tilted it. I saw great words.
Well, we noticed that if we jostled the card, you tripped. Sorry about that.
Ha! I'm alive. You saved my life. I don't think you should have to apologize.
So we thought it was worth trying to see if we could
Good.
just tilt you out.
Did you happen to get the name of the card?
Looks at Desmond.
Yeah, what did I
The
all
tunnel.
figure
The
out? It was-
tunnel.
yeah,
Tunnel.
The tunnel.
Ah,
Writes it down.
good. That leaves 6 good ones and 4 bad.
Are
Right.
you pulling the deck?
I did, though I've lost the rest of it now. Thanks for that.
In the
Not you.
did you lose it in the like water in the tunnel, or you lost it where you went in to the?
Nowhere I went in, I'm afraid.
Where was that?
Well, let me see here. Looks up in the sky.
We're near
Oh.
Marigold, if that's helpful.
Not from up there, but it probably was that cloud there. Yes. Thankfully, he's thrown me that down to the surface.
Oh,
A quick way to get
On
down.
the cloud?
Oh, yes, I was convening with the cloud giant. There's often where you might find him. Trading.
And why did
was it
you?
your deck or was it theirs?
Their one.
Oh,
Hmm.
But I've been finding it for some time now. So, finally get face to face with them, go to make a deal, and they have me draw first, and ha! What do you know? In a tunnel.
well,
Could be
indeed.
worse.
How did you get there?
Oh, well, the same way anyone gets up to a cloud.
You do not have wings.
Oh, the same how anyone without wings might get up to a cloud. That's a fair point. A beanstalk.
Beans?
Looks at me.
Beans.
Stock?
Yes.
What kind of beans?
Well, some people call them all sorts of things. There are the stalk beans, beanstalk beans, magical beans, beans of wonder, beans of yore.
If you were-
lots of names go for the beans, but beans.
Could you, if you saw a bean that would generate a beanstalk, could you pick it out of a bean lineup, as it were?
Absolutely not. I had to buy 236 of those things.
Where did
So-
you acquire that many?
Oh, well, I have contacts. The Explorers Guild has many contacts. My research is well funded, you see. The dealer is a very sought-after figure, and I specialize in his wares.
With all due respect, you sound like a gambling addict.
With all due respect, I kind of am. You have to be in our line of work. Gambling is taking your foot forward onto the road and then off of it again. See, because it is a risk every time you leave that paved way. That's what I say. It's what all explorers say. Life is a gamble.
Do many people from this guild die?
Yes,
Often?
yes. Our mortality rate is rather high.
Maybe you should get a little better at the risk assessment part, right? And then
Those who spend so much time assessing risk find grey hairs on their head and going to bed earlier every night. It is those of us who are willing to take the road and write down as we go, assess the risks afterwards. They get results.
when you're dead.
Well, once
Assess the
sometime.
risk then.
Yes. But
Right.
it's an exciting business out there. Now, how to get back up?
I have 2 magic beans.
I think I have 2 left.
Interesting.
Feels like
2 left.
Well, I'm afraid I do not have any gold on me. However, I can write an IOU.
I don't think so.
My word is my bond. I promise you.
But you did just say
But you-
you have a quite low mortality rate, or
Also,
high
you would-
mortality rate, so
If
I
you were a
would be-
liar,
would be
you
coming
would
from
say
the
that
guild.
your word is bond, though, right?
That is
because you'd
true.
be
that
lying.
is
So
true. All right. I'll get in contact with the guild. Perhaps they can send it over. Perhaps one of the banks. Do you say Maragold? Maragold should surely have a collection of gold that belongs to the guild, and I'm sure I could convince them through some choice words. That,
Would you not just contact the cloud giants you were talking to and have them, I don't know, come get you? or
they
whatever?
weren't too fond of me.
Oh, probably why they
And
had
yet you want to go
throw
back up
first.
there.
Well, I have to see what the rest of the deck is about. If they saw me get transported inside and tossed it off, that means that they probably aren't too interested in drawing another one. Or maybe they'll have some of their...
But
Same
if
when
they
you
fish.
go up there, won't it seem as though the truth, which is you're desperate to get to the cards, won't they?
Oh, I
Pay
was
attention
planning
to
on
that
stealing
behavior.
them. Yes.
Ah,
Yes. So
Oh.
I was
Right.
just making sure that I have the means to do so.
Are you hoping to find something specific in this deck?
Oh, no.
Mm.
No, I just was...
You
to
are
complete
just-
a deck is a rare thing. The deck of the depths is an old one. Dates all the way back to the Second Dawn. So I'm just hoping to complete it. Of all explorers, none
lucky
of
we
it.
got you then.
That is true. Lucky you did. Because otherwise I think I would have died. And there, if I had to run for another 10 minutes, I would have hauled over and accepted fate. But you got me out of there, and thankfully, cloud giants are rather easy to rob.
Why is this?
Well, they don't expect visitors. They get complacent in their homes. They spend a lot of time sleeping or fishing.
Fishing?
Oh, yes. Cloud giants very
In-
much enjoy fishing. They send down their little hooks and... Beware the rain.
From there.
Fishing where? When?
Well, often they'll choose cities or they'll choose dense populations. Rainfall will come down. Their wires are so thin that you won't even see them. Hook up a person, maybe a cattle. They like to fish.
I mean,
Then-
there's your method back up.
Right, just look for rain.
Yes, I did spend some time trying to do that in the first part, but it rains quite a bit, and to know which one a cloud giant is living in is very difficult. Whereas when you grow a beanstalk, the clouds are drawn to it.
Mm.
Say, you don't look like a capable punch. I mean, you got me out of this pickle. So you make
So
your way
you're
up.
hoping to get us in a pickle.
This is the burglar's plot from The Hobbit happening live before our eyes right now. Take note, everyone.
Taps table. Guys.
Look what's happening.
If you are interested in a heist of some sort, I mean, I only need one thing from that place. I care not for their other treasures, but you know what they say, 7 minds is better than 1.
Nobody said that's not a saying.
People say
Here's
similar
the
things.
Oh, one moment before we continue down that road.
Yes.
If we were going to assist you with something like that, obviously we would want compensation. So how about first we establish that you are good for compensating for beans?
All right.
Or in some way assisting us so that we know exactly what it is that you do and how capable you are.
Very well, we'll have to wait till Maragold then before I can solidify anything, but I could probably get some coin through. What is your going rate?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
But I'm sure an entire guild could afford.
Indeed. Hello.
We don't have one.
You don't have one. Very well. Where did you acquire these
That's why
beans?
it's a lot.
You cannot. You first. You.
I did not. Where did I acquire mine?
Where did you get your
Yes.
beans?
All sorts.
No, you.
But the primary place is where they're grown, which is in the
Same.
primordial plane. You went to the primordial plane.
Yep.
Almost there.
Roll a deception check.
Yep. Everybody in the party just like
providing disadvantage from like the just look Carlisle is giving me right now.
a nat 20. That's incredible.
Fucking hell.
Fascinating. I've never been myself. We have a contact there on the earthen plane, of course, as you know. That is where the beans are most often grown. It's said that giants went there themselves.
I'm pranking you.
What?
I am pranking you. You have been pranked.
It was a prank.
He's learning about pranks, dear.
You don't have any beans, but you've been to the
No,
primordial
that's
plane.
real.
Why?
I have beans.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull the beans out of my pocket. Just so
Other
you
way
can, like-
around.
The prank
Are you
was
sure?
that she'd
She
been.
looked very convincing.
She's very good.
I'm concerned about your ability to read people now.
Well, I thought you read from the look we were all giving them of it, that being a very obvious lie that it was a prank.
No. I don't read people. I'm not very good at. But I'm good at reading cards, for the most part. I'm good at probability.
Right, except for the last time.
Well, it was in my favor. 6 good cards, 5 bad. It was the odds were in my favor, so I went for it. Risky, I know, and it paid off. Because now there's one less bad card.
For the cloud giants to draw.
I did not.
Because they've got the right, but
I drew
they've got
first.
the deck right.
They might
Right,
draw
but
right
they've-
now, yes.
Right. So when
I
you get
doubt it,
there,
though.
it might be.
So given that you've admitted that you have potentially compulsive gambling behavior, do you mind if we look inside of your bag before you join the rest of our group? Just to ensure everyone's safety. You understand?
Look inside my bag for what reason?
You've admitted that you've had beans and been in contact with lots of cards, and I want to know that you don't have anything that's going to potentially get a bunch of people in trouble.
Yes.
Also, you admitted you were trying to steal.
Only from a giant. That's not a big deal. Besides, they stole the cards. So,
Did they?
well, they fished up a person and had them.
Is that stealing? Is that sort of like finders keepers? Is they found
Good question.
the person?
A moral dilemma. But I won't.
If they fish up a person, then I think they're even less so than stealing. They did likely kill that person. Yes.
Maybe they died on the way up. We don't know.
yes.
Maybe they got hit around.
No.
Bashed on the
Likelihood is that
cloud.
they're very careful with their fishing.
Oh.
So likelihood, yes, they were eaten. Yes, okay, sure.
Right,
All
that's
this
just
background.
looting, I think.
I would ask, I mean, of course, you saved my research, so I imagine not going to tear through the rest, but kind of pulls open his pack. Feel free to look around.
Is he wearing anything with like pockets or like? anything
Yeah,
like
he's got a few
that, too?
pockets on his shirt and a couple in
Okay.
his pants. Bless you.
Bless.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Anything strange in your pockets or anything like that either?
If there was, it's probably washed out by now. But no, I have a compass. He pulls it out of his top pocket. Pulls on his... That note still works here.
Can Morgaine see that if any of that is magical items?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
So
see in his pack, there is one portion of magical item.
Oh.
And it is 3 card-shaped magical items.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
What are these?
Interesting.
Oh, those.
Morgana pointed them with her sword.
I'm afraid your sword won't do too much to those things, but that is one of the decks, yes. It's a deck of many disasters.
Oh my
That one doesn't
god.
sound-
Oh
three of
my god.
No, actually, it's a 1 in 3 chance. That's why I haven't drawn. Odds are against me. 66% chance that something very bad happens. But 33% chance of lovely weather. Or something.
Holy fuck.
Lovely weather.
Yes.
It's not a very
I
exciting
got this one
thing
quite
to-
late.
All right.
But I'd ask you don't draw from it. Though the temptation might be there, I know. But
No.
Not at all.
no
Deck of
temptation.
many
Oh.
disasters.
oh,
Are you going to draw from it at any time in the near future?
ha! I nearly did when I was up there. I was tempted, threaten them like a. I'm joshing with you. No, I don't
Who's
draw
Josh?
against it. Just joking. Kidding around.
Prank. He pranks me now.
Yes, I repranked. No, see, I don't do it if the odds are against me. Yes.
Right.
But I am in search of more decks, and many belong in High Loma. So, if you do see any out there, I'm willing to purchase them.
Duly noted.
Yes. But alas, one of these could actually grow endless crops for an area. Could be.
Oh, no.
But yes, true.
No.
What are the other options that aren't good?
Oh, lots. The last one that was drawn, that brought it down to a 50-50, it created a volcano out in the water, burst from the ground and spewed everywhere. Did not stop erupting for 14 days.
Oh.
Could be worse, could be in the middle of a capital city, but the person who drew it was on a boat. So,
When was that?
according to its history, I think the year 322. Give or take. So, I'm happy to join your little convoy to Marigold, pay for those beans, and hopefully get lucky.
And if you do not, if these beans do not grow a stalk to take you to the clouds, then what?
There is another option. There is an artifact that I'm in search of. I'm going to research it. There's a compass that points up. It will lead you to the closest cloud giant. Home, hovel,
city, if you will. Hopefully not the city. That was an
And
awfully bad place to go.
where's that supposed to be? Or where do you think it's located?
Oh, the campus? Not a clue. That's something that my research didn't really permit me.
You just sort of heard of it.
Yes, I know of its existence.
Right. Got it.
It's an old giant hunter's compass. Yes.
All right.
Well, you're welcome to come along with us as long as you're not about to draw out of that deck of many horrible things that are going to happen.
Deck of many disasters, yes.
It don't matter what it's called.
Very well. I'm, again, unless someone draws and it's the one of the bad ones, I won't be tempted. I don't draw against my odds. But, yes, as long as you don't mind having me along, I'll join the convoy. Pops his stuff back into his bag. It's mostly just books and some traveling clothes. You can see his kind of coin purse is empty. Down to me, he pulls onto his back. But that card you've got there is... could probably get some money for that. If you find a collector. If they believe you.
All
Well,
right.
if they believe it.
Well, usually they lose their magic afterwards. It's spent beyond it. It will slowly fade over the next few days, so... at the end of it, it will just be a very lovely designed back of a card.
Right?
All right. So, Maragold, eh? Stands up.
Indeed.
Thank you very much for the fire. Which way to the encampment?
Thanks.
All right. He begins walking.
As they start walking, Indrasa pull out a notebook and immediately start transcribing every single thing she saw on his notes due to keen mind.
Amazing.
Everything
Okay.
that he had that she saw in his
Amazing.
bags, his full inventory, everything, every scrap of note that she saw.
Okay. I will get you a general list of information you just learned from all of his explorer's notes. Okay.
A bunch of nonsensical sentences.
Right.
It's actually probably going to be some interesting stuff in there. Like you'll probably get some good lore for giants, for decks, dealer lore for the most part.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Not too
Good idea,
shabby.
Andrasa.
Okay.
I don't want to sell this guy my beans.
Yeah.
There's no way it's gonna grow a magic beanstalk.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know.
I was just pranking him when I told him that I'd
Yeah,
sell them.
it's like a prank within a prank within a prank, you know? It's a long con.
You would be able to go back up towards your camp. Kind of meet them up onto the ridge after slowing them down, and continue your journey onward. Again, that was on the 4th day, so continuing your pathway forward. Is there anything else you'd like to do on the road toward the edge of Marigold?
As we're traveling,
Mhm.
kind of at night, I think every night when Indrasa is in her tent or whatever, she's going to ritually cast Nistol's magic aura on a mirror that she has in her possession. If she does it enough times, it will not look like a magic item anymore. It will just look like a regular mirror.
Okay. You can do that continuously for every night that you're spending on the road. Yeah, from now. Does anyone have anything else on the road? Anyone that'd like to talk to? Anyone like to stop in with, or anything they'd like to do? Otherwise, we can move forward toward the outskirts.
Move forward.
Move forward.
Then, by the end of the week, by the time that the kind of 8th day has come about, and the morning of it, you would be journeying on the last portions on your way towards Marigold. I'll put you guys back onto the general map so you can see
Thank you.
where you are. But you are just outside Marigold now. You would pass over the hills, through the fields, where you see multiple just kind of farmers and different crops being grown. You'd see small villages you'd pass by. And there'll be portions where, which will naturally happen throughout the campaign, where a couple of people might join your convoy. The kind of intrigue of being able to go on this road, merchants that might kind of hook up and join up with it, if only briefly. But you would you would have a kind of an ever evolving camp that adds a few more members. The day on which Maragold comes into sight, on the 8th day, you'd set up camp, knowing that it's only a kind of short distance to start getting down towards the actual city itself. And you would see the kind of bustling city in the distance. It is, for those who've never been to a city, I imagine most of you have. Though I imagine maybe V hasn't.
I have not, probably. Besides, like, our brief thing at the start. But yeah.
Yeah,
really.
and that was a town compared to this. In terms of this is a bustling city which could have a few 100,000 people living there.
Oh, wow.
It is a walled city with thousands of homes, and then there's several districts outside of the city as well, outside of each of the gates. Building up towards Marigold are hundreds of fields of different foods and flowers being grown, small villages on the outskirts even stretching further down, kind of stripping the roads. And in the distance, a river that runs right next to it, that wraps around, and you can see, climbing from the mountainsides, this unbelievably tall waterfall, which falls down hundreds of feet. It's kind of like, imagine like 6 Niagara Falls across. It wraps around, it pours down almost into the hollow ground. It seems like it doesn't have like a pool where it lands into. It pours straight into the underground. And that kind of envelops the landscape in the background beyond this kind of spiraling city that rests on a river that kind of pours offshoot from that. But Marigold looks like a gem in the distance. You can see a small castle that, if getting up close, would be much, much larger. You can see a great garden from this distance inside, filled with spiraling colors. And you can see this orange wall that goes around it that seems to be painted all across it like a great mural, all the way around the main portion of the city and the inner districts. But the outer city itself has many kind of small towns, almost like villages, meets towns around each of the gates, of which there are 7. It has a great port. I say great port. It's got a somewhat decent sized port on the river itself. But you would be up above on the hills that kind of maybe like an hour and a bit's walk outside of the town. You can see it all kind of covering your landscape outside the city. But you arrive in Marigold, and it is on this 8th day that we will do our Bastion turns. So, because you are here, an event doesn't happen. Events only happen when you're not there, as a means of kind of seeing what happens when you're not around. But it does mean that you can do the... I suppose you could do them if you don't want to use anything. Let me double check. Yeah, I mean, you could technically... You would only really take the maintain order if you weren't there, because it doesn't really make sense to take it otherwise. But you can issue an order to 1 or more of your special facilities, which you all have 2. And you'll get a D4 of Bastion points from each facility. And you can activate them. So, going around in a group, as you've kind of... The 8 days have passed, and you've built up your campsite, your Bastion campsite. Everyone's now, the way you described it beforehand in the previous episode, it looks far more similar to that now. You've moved along a little bit. You could buy the supplies to build up to make it look like a caravan a little bit for you, Carlo. Your camps and kind of tent areas are looking a little bit more homely and a little bit more like an established camp. So with you guys all set up, let's go around and see what you want to do for your Bastion turn. You basically give orders. So depending on your buildings, they do different things. So who would like to go first?
I can.
Okay. So Tack, you built. Remind me the two ones you built. I'll find them.
The crafting station, the merchant thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then a beautification garden for perfumes and bouquets and shit.
Okay. So starting with the garden. So you did the decorative one.
Yes.
Now that you can start to actually establish and grow from it, I should ask you: are you going to activate both buildings? Like, would you like to use their function?
So I might have misunderstood a little bit. Is there a downside to activating both, or a reason not to activate both?
No, it's just in case you just didn't want to. I guess they just give it as an option in case. Yeah. It's really no downside.
Need money, baby.
I'll presume you guys are activating your things unless you say otherwise. Because it's just the options there. So you're making decorative. So you start to grow some flowers. Yeah, you can issue someone to help out, start to plant them, or you could plant them and just have someone look after them. So you are basically commissioning the facilities hireling to collect items of value from the garden as noted in the garden harvest table, and it takes 7 days and costs no money for you. Are you making flowers or perfumes, or what are you gonna make in there?
How long do you think we're going to be in Marigold? I feel like people around here would spend money on perfumes.
It's a fair thing. Yeah. So you could probably gather any of the things nearby, have the person in the garden basically grow and create these little perfume vials.
Can I do a roll based on like sort of forcibly being around rich people for a long time? Like, do I think around this time of year? Which do I think people like in sort of a bustling city situation would be more interested in?
Give me a charisma check. I'll give you advantage because you're around your kind of familiar grounds.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 again. You would get the idea that, and everything you've probably heard from Maragold, this is a place where vanity is highly regarded. Give me a history check in general. You can do charisma if you want like kind of street level idea of it, or intelligence if you want the actual history behind it. So more so what people talk about as like rumors, or what actually is the history.
I'll try and.
Okay.
A 21.
21. This is the foundation of beauty. This is where beauty married into mortality and created the line of Ulcra. This family is like one of the longest living ones with the sunborn blood in it. And so vanity is so highly sought after that there is an entire district of the city called the Mirror District, an expensive place to live, where whilst you're inside, every 24 hours, the entire district is under the magical spell of Alter Self. Every 24 hours, people can change their appearance at will.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, it can get that vein within the city. So there is definitely a market for perfumes and vanity wares.
Okay, that's what I would push for then.
Okay, yeah, you can start to grow perfumes. What I'm going to say is give me a D100.
Oh.
And this is going to be basically picking flowers and seeing kind of what quality you can get. Essentially, throughout this campaign, you'll be able to earn more money off growing this stuff based on what seeds and stuff you find. So you can basically find seeds in the future which will create even better perfumes, and you might start earning way more gold. So this is just to see kind of the quality of seeds that you can find in this area.
53.
53. Pretty middle of the road. Yeah, you'll probably get the standard pricing from this. You'll be able to get a decent enough set of of perfumes made that will earn you around about 50 to 60 gold by the end of the week. Unless you go out selling them individually yourself, which you could probably get more. Okay, so that's your garden done. And then the other one, was it the storehouse that you had?
It's where Schubel's working.
It was what? Sorry, it was a shoot. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. It was the workshop. It was the workshop.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yes.
I was like merchant, crafty.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Yeah.
Okay. So, when you issue the craft order to this facility, you commission the facility's hirelings to craft one tiny non-magic object that can be made using their tools. Your one, because you have Schubel there, I believe they get a little bonus where they can make nicer costumes, essentially. And you can make up to your proficiency bonus in costumes. So you can basically commission a series of costumes. And it usually... you can decide on whether to spend money on this to get more extravagant costumes.
Can I...
Yep.
Sorry.
So I was going to say, do you want to make some for selling or wearing? What do you want to make?
Definitely for selling, especially after the conversation we just had. Can I kind of observe like the fashion trends a little bit to give us like some sort of an edge or like help us make things that people would be more interested in buying?
I would say because you guys are quite far out right now, or at least like an hour or so now, you're only seeing people travel past the road that you guys would have been camped on or nearby. So I will let you do this roll. It's going to be a high DC because you're not in the city. This is something that on the next week, say if you spend 2 weeks here and you've embedded yourself in the city, you'd be able to find the exact ones, maybe even like create your own kind of push forward. So give me a insight check.
Okay.
I believe.
No, 11.
So hard to really gauge what kind of fashion people are going in with. So I would say to you, what kind of costumes do you want to make just off the top of your head? If you're going to guesstimate.
When you say costumes, so we're not making like everyday wear?
You can make that. Well, a costume in a very kind of open terms. Like you can go anywhere from a clown costume all the way down to just evening wear if you want. Outfit. Yeah. It's an outfit. Yeah, you're making outfits.
Right. What time of year is this again? Like what season are we
just
in?
began autumn. Autumn's just kicked in.
I think maybe because they wouldn't be as elaborate to make, but we can make them seem, really fancy if we want to. Maybe I would talk with Schubel about making a bunch of different types of cloaks. Because we could have some fancier cloaks and also some more simpler cloaks and try to go in that direction now that it's getting a little cooler,
Okay. Yeah, you can put together 3 different cloaks. 3 different ones, so all 3 fancy, or?
If we've got the supplies to make them fancy, but it depends on if I have to chuck out some extra money for that.
Because you grab Schubel, you'd be able to definitely throw down some basic ones. If I remember right, I said with her, the work costs you nothing up to 100 gold instead of 10 gold. So you can basically make these kind of like 90 gold worth costumes.
Absolutely.
Pretty expensive costumes, yeah. You can put Schubert to work. She makes these great cloaks and starts to get to work on sewing those together. Okay. And then finally, could you roll me 2d4 to determine your Bastion points?
Yeah.
From this. And then notify this down. Okay. 6 points. Yep. Notify that down. It's a good roll. Because you'll eventually be able to spend those on cool things like magical items or all sorts. I should also say, because you have finished your first event here, you do get a bonus, essentially a buff to your character. By resting in the Bastion, you get a feature that can be used sometime in the next week. Only once. And you only get this once per Bastion week if you've rested there during that week. You get the following. Spirit Session spell choice, which we are going to recently talk about how you want to do it.
Yeah.
But Spirit Session spell choice can be cast as if it's one level higher once per week. And it's a free casting of the spell. So you don't use a spell
I don't
slot.
know what
And you
that
can
is,
do it
but
once.
it seems cool.
So whatever
Cool.
we do is the equivalent of that, we can work then.
Okay, awesome.
I'll just link this to you so you don't forget it. I'll put this here. Okay, who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
So I have the storehouse and the mercenary camp, I believe, right? Yeah.
Okay. Storehouse first then. The storehouse. Yeah. So you can issue the trade order there. And the hirelings will spend the next 7 days procuring non-magic items that have a total value of 500 gold or less and store them in the house. And then you can sell them for more. So this is down to how much money you want to throw into it, and then you get money back. So it starts off at your level with you can gain up to 10% more from it. Maybe some more, we'll see. So if you threw 500 gold in there, by the end of the week you get 550.
Okay. Yeah, I'll throw in 500. Fuck it.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you give out to a few people to say, you'd have one of the people running it and kind of come up to you and say, and there was no person stationed here, right? Yeah.
I don't think so. No. Yeah.
One of the villagers would be like, all right, yeah, I can buy these goods and sell them on. 500 gold's worth. Okay, we'll go into the marketplaces and do that.
She's gonna gravely put her hand on his shoulder.
If you hear anything about magic beans for sale, please tell me. Utmost importance.
Okay. Magic beans. We'll put that on the list if we see it, or we'll let you know. Right.
Thank you.
Okay. And you see a couple of them just start writing down between them what they're going to go and purchase, making kind of a shopping list. And then for your mercenary camp,
Yes.
let me find it. Here it is. Currently you guys have 3 mercenaries in there. You can roll a d4. And that's your bastion points. You can put out. You issue an order for a mercenary to be hired from here. You'll be given 2 options at the end of the week to pick between. You'll receive the stats of the mercenary and their cost. But because I believe you stationed one of the 2 Garster Holtz there, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because I think someone stationed somewhere else as well. You can also
one
now
of them.
roll a d20. And on a 15 or higher, one of the choices will be a rare criminal.
Ooh.
And then you can also. I'll let you roll that first.
1.
You
Very
have.
common.
Yes.
Which one did you entrusted? Did you have Garster Holtz in your one?
Which one's the goblin?
Goblin.
Gast. Sorry, no, Holtz. Sorry, Gast is the
I
tool.
can never remember. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
gonna write it down right now.
Think of Gast
That's
like
right.
kind of ghoul, like ghost, almost, because he's tall and gang.
I'm
So
gonna forget.
Gast would look towards UV, this kind of gang creature, and be like, with your 1, basically you're kind of making these requests. He'd say, I'll find something for us. I'll get you a couple of options from the city. Because you have him stationed as well. If you would like, you can request of the 2, one of them to have specific prerequisites, like a mage, an archer, a warrior. So if you have a preference, otherwise I'm going to go and randomize it and see what you get. If you have a preference for one of them in terms of their class or their focus in combat, then you can make a prerequisite if you wish.
What do we think? Our potential upcoming journeys include deck stealing from giants. And
Portal hopping through a bag.
yes.
Right.
Maybe someone who's
Raiding
good
a
at
vault?
stealth at the very baseline, maybe? Or like can stealth, I guess, at baseline. Although I guess we have Pass Without a Trace, don't we?
And Carla.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah.
But for all of us moving as a group, if we decide to recruit someone.
Right.
I don't know. Is there anything we need specific to recruit?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, kind of like a scout sort of character might be nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can
Sounds
tell
good.
him one of the two will be a scout, one of them will be randomized. Okay.
And if you hear anything about magical beings, please let me know.
Squeeze his shoulder.
Super intense.
Like,
His whole arm goes numb.
Yeah, he's he's like essentially like a bone. Yes. And if you want to roll your 2d4.
All right. Let's see here. 4.
Okay. You add those points and just throw them into somewhere so you notify them. And then you, because you stayed here for the week, you gain this ability. One creature affected by your blood frenzy during the week can be crit on a 19 or 20. You choose when you blood frenzy them.
Awesome.
That's a once a week ability.
Okay.
All right, who's next?
Okay.
Okay. Morgaine. What did you choose as your 2 ones again?
It was the barracks and the what's it called? Sanctuary.
Okay, we'll do barracks first. So barracks on the outskirts of Maragold. You would be able to start recruiting. Each time you issue the recruit order to this facility, up to 4 Bastion defenders are recruited to your Bastion and assigned quarters in your barracks. Recruitment costs nothing. And you can have up to, I believe, 12 people in, Bastion defenders at a time. So very simple. You'd be kind of ordering out to putting the word out in the area to kind of call for any soldiers that want to join an encampment. See the world, kind of be involved in a kind of a moving town. You can send someone down to kind of basically recruit some soldiers, which you can kind of train down the line.
Okay.
It's a very simple one there. Interrupt me if you have any means of like how you would roleplay that, like if you have a specific type of person you'd send after, etc. Otherwise, that would be the barracks, and then the other one you had is the sanctuary, right?
It's 1d4, right, for the barracks.
Yeah, that'd be for your bastion points. You get 4 defenders straight up, so you don't even have to roll for it.
And then the other one would be the sanctuary.
Yes, the sanctuary. Essentially, you can craft a sacred focus. So basically, just something you can keep or sell. It's very simple. The main portion of your sanctuary is your healing word you get from it. But this can be just sold for like 5-10 gold by the end of the week. So you can just have one of those crafted if you like. If you want a sacred focus. Yeah.
Well, I think Morgaine wanted to use a focus to be part of the shrine itself because she only has the one. So
Okay.
She would have a second one made so that she could take one with her and then
That's cool.
also keep one in the.
Yeah, have a spare one just in case. Yeah, that makes sense. And have one for when you're back. Yeah, so you can have someone crafting one in the town for that. Leaving you with your bastion points to be sent. So roll 2d4 and then note down the number.
6.
Nice.
6. Okay. Nice. And then your feature that you get for staying here once a week use of this is if a creature fails against clairvoyant combatant, you can absorb one of their resistances as your own for the duration. If they do not have any, you gain a +1 AC instead.
Oh, shit.
It's clairvoyant combatant.
That's your level 6 ability. Which you haven't technically got yet, right?
Oh,
Which I
shit.
don't have.
You are his biggest hater. Oh, my
essentially-
God.
Well, that's it's for your level 6 abilities essentially for this bit. So you'll probably have to wait on that one to your next level up. But you'll have it when you do level up.
That's today.
You're not getting
Unreal.
these. To give you an idea, you're not getting these every level. These are kind of, this is a passive ability that will last in the background for, half the campaign. So just you don't get yours yet. But soon. Who wants to go next?
Guess I'll go next.
Okay, and your 2 ones were a garden.
And the other one was like whatever the twist is on a sanctuary we're doing.
Oh shit, we didn't get onto that one. Okay, so I'm gonna ping you during the week. We'll fix that up because you'll get the same Bastion point from it, but we'll get that fixed up so it's there for next week. Sorry about that. So your garden, you wanted to grow what, poison or potion?
We'll do healing stuff.
Okay, so you can basically commission it to grow the contents in the creation of a potion of healing by the end of the week. So just an extra passive little healing spell, healing potion, and then roll 2d4.
2d4. That's a 3.
Okay, 3 Bastion points go into your system, and then your once a week ability is you can perform one procedure from any of the procedures you know or don't know, and use a d12 plus your proficiency bonus for the roll once a week.
Okay.
So basically a big old use of it.
Cool.
Okay. And finally, we've got Indrassa or Desmond. But I think we should probably do Desmond because Indrassa is AFK.
Yeah.
So, what are your 2 stations again? You had the bounty board.
I got the bounty board in the smithy.
Bounty board is a simple one. You request a single bounty to be found in the local area.
Yes.
And they become available to the party at the end of the week. So that one's simple. You put out the notice to go and gain yourself a bounty. And then for the smithy,
I got a couple things. I know what I want to do, though.
Okay.
Because I want to set out in order to craft a suit of medium armor for half the cost, and I want it to be half plate.
Okay.
So that'd be 375 gold.
375 gold you can spend and basically go and have someone start crafting it together. Okay, cool. It's going to take 21 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, half plate is in the commission now. So if you want to roll your 2d4, your bounty goes out and you have a half plate creating.
Cool.
And notify down when you get there.
Rolled a 4.
Okay, 4 points added. Your once a week ability is you can place your turret as part of the same bonus action to use it. For the duration of this positioning, it fires at double range and its damage is increased by 1 dice.
Oh my god.
For that combat bit there. And then finally, Indrassa.
Hello.
You had the library.
I do.
Um,
And the arcane study.
Okay, we'll do the library first. You had someone stationed in both of yours, didn't you? So
I do.
Okay.
How long did we think we were going to be in this area for? Did we? I know Dodger asked, but I tuned out what we said.
I'll tell you this. If you want to stick around in the city for a while, you can do a full, many episodes here if you want to. It's going to be big enough that you can go into each section, yeah.
Well, we know there's a tournament going on, right? So we can find out how many days that is, and then...
Yeah. Okay. And then assuming we were... Sorry, I have one other question, then I can figure it out. Assuming that we were going to, travel overland, how long would it take us to get from Marigold to the vault that we're trying to get to? How many days travel is that-ish?
Which vault are you trying to get to? Because there's one under... There's one...
The one in the Bay of...
Oh, that one?
Is the one. The Bay of Progress was the one that pinged last, right?
Yeah.
We saw it. Yeah.
Assuming that we would go there next, but just out of curiosity.
I would say roughly 10 days on foot.
Okay.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Probably 2 weeks based on the fact that you'd have to go past some mountains and get onto the main road and stuff, yeah.
Okay, I am going to have Master Holtz. I'm going to ask him to research the skinless one.
Okay. Let me just see the library's function for a second. Where is it? Where have I lost it? Laboratory. Here it is. Library. So yes, you research the order. You commission facility time and research a topic. And then they'll get you back to you on the 7 days. And they'll have, because we have the increased person, because you station them there, you can research 2 topics at once and get an extra piece of information.
So for the second topic then, when everybody was having our little like heart-to-heart slumber party, Shane, did Desmond say like who the guild was that kind of created him?
No, he has not delved into that yet.
Okay. Then she's gonna do a general check on the guilds, like who are the guilds in the Bay of Progress? What's, she wants to sort of run down.
You want to know the major names of the guilds?
Yeah, like so the first piece of advice is like, who even are they, right? Like, can I get a list of the?
It's a very
guilds that are
general
functioning
overview
there?
because there is a lot of guilds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Just to give you an idea, that's going to come back probably as a list of names more so than detailed information because it's.
No, that's fine. She doesn't know anything yet, right? She's got to start somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's your one done. Your library, and then finally, the arcane study, I believe, is just quite simple. If you want to craft a book or an arcane focus.
Yeah. I'll go for the book because we can sell it for a little bit more.
Okay, but it does cost you 10 gold to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you spend the 10 gold. Yes. Okay. Okay. Roll the 2d4.
Oh shit. Oof. 2.
Okay. Only a 2 on those, but you get 2 Bastion points. And then your once a week ability that you get because you've built your Bastion now is alter the reality behind one ability check of your choice, becoming a critical success on a 15 or 20. You must say you're doing it prior to rolling it.
Got it.
It's a risky roll. Okay. With that said and done, your Bastion's now producing for their week, creating whatever you need. And I'll remind myself what you will do afterwards so we can meet up in the week if we have to discuss stuff. But that is a week in game that it will take. So it's probably a few sessions from now unless you guys skip time. You are on the outskirts of Marigold. The city has many gates coming out of it, many fields, and all sorts down there. What is your intention? Do you want to do anything up in the camp, or are you going to set off?
Set off as in, like, go to Marigold.
Yeah. You'd be leaving the camp up here, to give you an idea.
Right. Because we can't bring an entire caravan into the city.
Essentially, yeah.
And just, like, make camp. Yeah. Okay.
Morgan would try and commune with Justice.
Okay.
At the sanctuary.
Okay. You're going to sit down at your sanctuary and attempt to commune. You would find a moment to slip off and kneel down to talk to Sanctuary. How do you go for it? How do you do this?
Holy meditation. Because the sanctuary is like in Morgane's like tent anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you just meditate.
You meditate. It's quiet for the most part. And then the silence kind of fades. And you see that kind of familiar figure to the left of you. You feel their presence, at least. It's kind of... It's emanating light. Kind of warms you. You reach out to me. You call upon me. Is there something you need aid with?
The truth.
Of what?
The Order claim you have escaped the Dreadvault.
In what capacity? In form? In body?
I suppose so. There was a list of escapees with you among them.
Was there? It would not surprise you to tell you that the order in which you serve has its complications. I am in soul and in spirit within the vault. But if something is out there which they are claiming to be me, it is not what is talking to you here. I am justice. I am the foundation of this order. I am your guide. And you are a vessel to perform justice out there in the world. The Order is not incapable of mistake and prone to secrecy. But not all hear my voice. Not all have direct communication with me. Not all have your purpose.
Is there anything else you require of this vessel?
Where are you?
Where are we?
Marigold?
Maragold, she says.
I know. Of dangers that will be in your path. I hold back nightmare from you. But I will not be able to withhold others. Even in places of beauty there is darkness afoot. Seek out the enemies of the Sunborn. Seek out those who serve the darkness of old. Use their power against them. Use what I have given you against them. The siblings of Nightmare are active. Like I have with you, they may have also chosen vessels or champions to perform their will.
must prove yourself greater, and bring harsh justice to any that stand against the sun.
Morgaine would like lower her head in like a bow, but also an acceptance. And then by the time she lifts her head again, she's like back in her room.
You feel the heat of the Sunforged kind of coming through into your tent, replacing the heat that was provided by Justice, and you find yourself back in the calming top of the hills where the trees are kind of blown against the... You can just hear the birds chirping outside, the wind brushing against leaves and trees. Bring you back into reality. With all of you above the city, you are now looking down upon the kind of great city itself and have a number of options of where you'd like to go. From this distance, you'd be able to make out there are 7 gates into the city. You are welcome to go towards any which you would like. I'm not going to show you the map of the city yet because you can go and purchase one from a cartographer if you wish.
Fun.
Otherwise, it'll be mostly just kind of descriptive and giving you an idea. From this perspective, you are on kind of the southeastern side, so there are 4 gates closest to you. In the center, the 2 that you're closest to are called Little Pet. I probably shouldn't tell you their names. I'll hold off on that information. But you can see one is smaller on the kind of left road leading away from where you guys are. A larger one with an arena in the distance and kind of much bigger portion of an outer town of the city is on the right path. There is another further one in the distance, closer to the river, also quite large, which is filled with marketplaces. And there's one on the far left of you guys, which is filled with kind of almost tournament grounds, things beyond arenas. So it could be archery, it could be all sorts of horse riding and some fields. Further on, there are 3 other gates in the distance. One you wouldn't be able to really make out, but you could probably tell that there is a pathway leading a northern road past Marigold. So right on the top, there's a much smaller area with kind of larger buildings, a bit more compact, filled with warehouses and whatnot, as it's riverside. There's another smaller town beyond that, to the left of that, on the northwestern portion of the city, but hard to make out what anything that is about there. And there's a much smaller one, or a nicer portion of the exterior of the city on the left side, of the west side of the city, which seems to have many tents set up outside of it, as if it's kind of got a host of guests staying nearby. So you have a bunch of options. Well, I might be able to... No. I'll get... If you don't go for cartography this session, I'll make a makeshift version of this map that doesn't have any of the names and stuff. But you have basically 7 gates you can go towards, depending if you want to wrap around the city, what kind of atmosphere you're going for. And you have free reign to go to every single one if you want. And see where you want to go from there. So I would ask you, just based on the general descriptions, if you need them again, let me know. What kind of gate are you heading down towards?
Guys, do you want to go shop around for a session for which door to use to go into the building?
Wouldn't it be easy if we
want to go to
map?
the nearest one?
Yeah, I don't think we have a reason not to just go in whatever the nearest
True.
entrance is.
I'll give you an idea.
Unless one of them's like on fire or has someone getting stabbed right outside of it, then like
Is there a
that's
funny
like-
man in a tunnel on a card?
This is more
Yeah,
if
right.
you are looking to be explorative. I can make the city 20 episodes if you want, or I can make it 2 if you just want to go in and out. So it's entirely up to you. So if you're just going for the closest one, you have a pick of the kind of the area with the arena, the larger portion, or the kind of smaller, a little bit more embedded against the walls, a little bit shadier portion of the city. So those are the two closest ones.
I feel like it would make sense for us to go to the more populated arena side
Right.
than like the shady,
Yeah.
smaller one. They're both the same.
Yes.
Especially if we knew a tournament was happening, even just to get information.
Yeah.
Okay. Then splitting off from your camp, heading down towards that gate itself with a town bustling outside of it. You'd be able to begin walking down the hills, heading towards the fields, seeing all of the crops and foods of the city being grown, the farmers and those who are living outside of the area. The exterior of the city probably hosts thousands of people itself. And you begin to make your way forward to the towards the southeastern gate of the city. And that's where we're going to go ahead and take a small little break. So you can use the loo, refill your drinks, and get things sorted so we can see your first entrance into Maragold. All right. We'll see you guys in like 5 or so minutes. See you then.
Yay!
Okay, chat. Just gonna. If everyone's get back, everyone's just getting back now. Alright, I'll give them the little poke and let them know. Alright, well, I'm mute in 1 minute, chat. Thank you so much for those subs that are coming in. We're pushing towards 700 again. Sorry, 600 again. I really, really appreciate that. Today, Tree, thanks so much for the 5 months. Dark Miser for 25. Thank you, buddy. For an Ever Dragon, thanks so much for the new sub. Welcome. Thank you, Actions and Reactions, for that raid. Forzy for giving out 5 subs and gifting another sub to Tourney. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me lower this music down. Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
Okay. Bring us back into things. You just set off towards the closest portion of the outer towns, the southeastern gate. Walking down the road there, you can see just the amount of traffic coming in and out of the city, or at least these towns, less so than the actual city itself. Though the city looks dense, it looks like there's a lot of merchants that kind of stop by in these towns and set up shop there. You would wander down towards the town itself. It takes about an hour or so from your position from your camp, nestled up on the hill. You'd pass by various different merchants who kind of split off into the different gates, or even just soldiers, some coming from different areas, knights on the road, and general people moving back and forth. So much so that people don't really even look at others on the road at this point, because they are passing by so many people. It's kind of this general grounds are being overwhelmed by populace. And you start to make your way down to this portion, probably the largest population outside of the city. This town on the outside has several smaller arenas. The arenas around here can be anywhere from the size of the one you fought in, all the way up to a little bit larger and kind of more extravagant. But they also do have kind of melee tournament grounds, which are like fenced-off areas with just seating on one side to look in. But it looks like there's a lot of well-dressed or even armor-clad people coming in and out of this section of the town. You'd pass then onto the road, following the main road. There's dozens of buildings around here, anywhere from houses to some shops. Are you guys going straight towards the main gate, or are you? What do you want to do? Do you want to look in for an inn here? Do you want to look in for shops to purchase stuff, or what's your plan?
What I want to find out about the festival. Want to get the map from the cartographer, right? I assume everyone's
sure.
down for that too.
Yes.
Those are the top priorities, but like the world.
But also, like, what's going on in this town?
Marigold,
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to stop someone? Just kind of grab someone from the area and just talk to them.
Yeah, V will do that really
Yank them.
aggressively.
Grab someone.
Yeah.
Pull 'em over.
Both shoulders.
So is that what you want to do? You want to stop some guy?
Yeah, she's
grandmother
not trying to
shoulders.
hurt them or anything, but she's just like very intense and doesn't realize she's intense.
You see this human man, his hair kind of tucked back, wearing like linen and kind of a little bit dirty. Probably works in the fields. Has just come down to like deliver some foods down to the inn. Kind of stops. He goes, "Oh, huh?
You.
Yes. I don't have any
I
coin."
have met you. I am V. What is the festival happening here?
Sorry, that was quite intense, ma'am. The festival in the seed. Well, it's kind of an offshoot of the festival going inside itself. The tournament of the small is currently on.
The tournament of the small, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a few
What
festivals
is the
happening in the
height
city.
limit?
Height limit is, I don't think they necessarily set one, but probably no smaller than 8 feet. Sorry, no taller than 8 feet.
This is good.
But it's a play on the one in the city. The tournament of the tall is happening soon, so the tournament of the small happens outside as a kind of a nod towards it.
Okay.
I like the idea that we all came in as a group, watched V accost this man, and at this point we're just like, let's see what he does. No,
He
let
seemed
it.
okay with it. Like, he was cordial, right? So like, there's no need to
Yeah.
intervene.
Yeah,
He's
let
like,
him get
going with
hazed,
it.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he.
What is the purpose of these festivals?
Oh, there's numerous festivals going on. That's just Marigold, love. It's happening all the time. I mean, within the city, they always have a few going on. We tried to match it outside, but you know, ours are always going to be slightly smaller. But you know,
Is it a competition between you and the people inside who has the better festival?
maybe to some, they see it that way. He kind of pulls himself away from your arms. Maybe to some, but for most people, folks, it's just those who can't get into the city, so they, or those who just want a piece of you know, the enjoyment of it. Marigold is known for its festivals. It's known to be the one place in High Loma where you can always go for some joy, I suppose. There's always something going on. I mean, to tell you all the festivals going on in the city would take some time. Some festivals are as small as 20 folks. Others span the entirety of the city. There's never not a day that goes by without a festival happening.
Bro is yapping. Holy shit.
Within the Golden
I just
Gates.
got him started and he's gonna go.
Is
What's the
there
best one?
I don't know. I don't have a permit to get inside. I don't have the pass. So the ones out here, though,
permits?
I enjoy the pass to get inside the city, of course.
Unfamiliar with this concept. Explain.
Oh, all right.
Please.
He puts his pack of like grain down to his side.
Jack Pats V.
Sure. Newcomers, good to have you here. Well, you need a pass to pass inside the city. Those who you can apply for them, but they're gifted out to merchants or people looking to live there or tournament goers. It just depends. It takes some time though.
Tournament.
Yes, there's tournaments happening all the time around here. Anywhere from
Where'd
the
you-
local fight pits all the way to the top.
Where do you apply for a permit?
You have to go to the gatehouse, the main gate over there. If you want to start applying there, they'll bring you through the proper procedure. But yeah, within a couple of months, you'll be inside the city.
I'm sorry.
Unless,
That's
of
if
course,
you're
you're going to be in the
accepted.
tournament. That is happening soon.
Oh, no, even then, people sign up for those tournaments inside months in advance. There's various ways of getting a pass quicker, though. I mean, if you get a sponsor, or if you've won something, or won people trade for them all the time out here.
What if you won a different tournament? Would that help?
Depends, yes. I mean, if the ones around here, tournament small, I believe, is one way to get inside.
Do people ever get into the city without a pass? And if so, what happens to them?
Oh! I mean, I've heard
They
of
die.
people smuggling inside, yes. People sneaking inside, I'm sure that is a possibility, but, I mean, so as long as you never get caught by the guard, you'll be fine, right? But I wouldn't risk it. Not me. Got my grain.
Of course not.
But it's been lovely chatting. Not often people stop by and just chat around here. Not unless you get a few drinks at the tavern at first, at least. So, welcome.
Tak will lean over to V and say, "This is where you say, thank you for your time. Goodbye."
Thank you for you giving time. Good.
Turns around.
It was. You weren't gonna get it right the first time. That's fine.
Lovely to meet you
did
too.
you did really well.
Back at his back,
You
continues
just
walking.
gotta keep working on.
So above board, to get inside the city, there are I've come up maybe like obviously you guys can come up with a way I didn't think of, but there's about 8 different things you could do. Breaking in, sneaking
Sorry,
in,
continue.
fighting your way in if you want.
Size of an ant,
Blazing,
and
like,
I
fucking
climb
get in there.
inside.
Winning passes, getting sponsored. There's lots of quests or different means of getting in, however you wish to do so. So don't feel compelled to go down one path. There's many ways, and depends from gate to gate, whatever you wish to do. But yeah, you stand there on the street. You've got the information about the passes. Where would you like to head to?
Photographer?
Get a map
Yeah.
and then just go ask what the
Yeah, yeah,
deal is
yeah.
at this gatehouse. Like, how the hell do we get in?
So search for a cartographer. Okay, yeah. Nearby, you would be able to find a little shop in this section as well, called Bird's View.
Cute.
And inside, you can see this small kind of quaint shop set up with maps all across the walls, all kind of written down. Some half filled, some only just like partially filled. But maps of course of the city behind, and other kind of smaller ones, and compasses being solved, and like anything that might help with cartography in general if you're looking to get into the profession. And behind a desk with a monocle, like little kind of like almost magnifying one, you can see using a compass just to draw around and kind of clearly marking off some longitude lines on this big map. You can see a gnome with kind of pullback hair, quite young, lines from where he grins on his face, and kind of wearing a very kind of tight up shirt and kind of buttoned up with a little bit of a bow tie there, drawing up a little map. He hears the door and goes, "1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Nope." And kind of grabs his little rubber and just starts rubbing away all of what he's just done there. Nope. What are the measurements again? Hello, coming in. Nice to meet you. I'm Golly. Welcome to Bird's View. What are you looking for?
Nice to meet you, Golly. We are here looking for a map of the city and surrounding area.
Oh, yep, they've got plenty of those. I've just actually made up a batch of them. Got some of the nicer ones with some nice inked-in ones as well. Okay. He leans down and kind of pulls out a scroll, puts one up. He's got this like kind of long rolled-up map on this like very nice kind of. We're going to give you the option. Would you like it on parchment? Would you like it on leather? How would you like the map?
Well, what's
What's the
rate
difference in
between
price?
these two?
Price of the leather one's a little bit more expensive, 80 gold. But it's very, very finely detailed. But the parchment ones, I get those done very fast, so only 12 gold for those.
Is the did he unroll it to show us?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, can we see like the one that's really badly scribbled versus like
You can see a
the one
very
he puts the
rough
work
one.
into?
He kind of pulls up and he kind of puts up and goes, "Yeah, this one will get you through the general means of it." Kind of pointing across the city. He pulls you out the leather one. You can see it's completely like well made, like kind of almost painted into there and soaked in the leather. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
kind of actually designed in well. And then the general parchment ones, which are quite nice as well and have some coloration on them, which is used kind of painted ink.
If he unrolls one of the ones that's well detailed, Indrasa's gonna stare
Oh
at
my
it for a
God.
moment and then be like, "Thank you," and she's gonna just turn around and walk out.
Okay. You will have this
It's like
information.
taking out your iPhone
But what I'll probably
and
do-
taking a picture.
If you go off that as a general group, I will only show you the map.
Yeah, no.
And then it'll be down to you
That's
to
so
describe.
She would 100% do that. They'll be like, noted.
Well,
I'm not suggesting we don't buy one
That'd be
at
so
all.
fucking
I
funny.
do think we
bye.
should buy one. I'm
Here's,
just saying she would do that.
That's funny
Here's
as
12
fuck.
gold. We're gonna take the parchment one. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for the 12 gold. Absolutely. Yes. The level one's more of a collector's item if you look to spend most of your time here. But newcomers such as yourselves, I'm not surprised. Enjoy the city and all its delights. Let me know if you ever want to
Anything
get...
you recommend for new people to check out?
Oh, it depends. What do you like to do? Staying in Buzztown is beautiful. That's a great time. I would avoid Little Petal. It's best for newcomers not to go there. But the Seed has tournaments going on. Fieldside has tournaments going on. Hummingway has some fantastic fooderies. If you get into the city, then... I mean, I've not spent much time there beyond mapping it out, but the All Garden is worth seeing. A must-see. All sorts. There's lots to do in the city. Lots. But outside of it, you've come to a good spot. The tournaments around here are great.
Thank you very much.
Of course. He passes across your map, and I'll bring you guys
Yeehaw!
Straight to Little Petal.
to Maragold.
Yeah.
Right?
And now we go to Little Petal and die.
Immediately.
Oh my god.
So,
Whoa, it is
Maragold.
huge.
Very
I was
large.
actually half expecting you to have like varying levels of detail depending on what we bought.
No, I
He's
wish
like, this is
I have to do that in the
hastily
future.
scripted.
Though, 'cause
That would
that
be
does sound fun. But Marigold is it's a
How cool.
The greater portion of the city is within the walls. Otherwise, these are all like towns on the outside. Essentially, they're small towns.
And we're in the Seed right now.
You're in the Seed. Yeah, you went for the Seed.
Got it.
Oh, is Little Petal the dodgy
Next to
gate
us.
that we saw
Yes.
to enter through? Okay.
Yeah, so you've got all the way from the top is Rose Crown going round anti-clockwise. Rose Crown, Buzztown. The Mirror District Gate is just called the Mirror Gate. Fieldside, Little Petal, the Seed, and Hummingway.
Hummingway is where he said the eateries were.
Yeah, that's where like marketplaces and stuff were in the distance.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
That's
what
where all
you
of you would
saw
go
from up on the
first.
hill is Hummingway's like marketplaces and merchants. The Seed is like tournaments and whatnot. The Little Petal was a bit more seedy and a rougher area. Fieldside is where you saw kind of more of the greater tournaments like archery and kind of almost like Olympic-like events. The Mirror Gate's where you saw all of the tents. Bardstown you couldn't really make out from over here, and then Rose
Lots of-
Crown is much in the distance.
Just a
Warehouse.
mess over there. I don't like how you made a seedy place and then a
I know.
section called
I
the
was thinking
Seed.
that.
Just one big seed at the
So
seed.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have the map. We'd reconvene outside.
Or did you buy one?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we bought one.
Tilt's head.
All right.
He said this area points has lots of good food and things. So once we know what's going on with the tournament and also potentially go by the gatehouse if that's something we want to do, maybe we can find somewhere to just sit and eat and discuss our options.
Yeah, I mean, no better place to try to figure out where to get a permit in than the gatehouse.
Mm.
And I can also tell you
Maybe
about
they'll
board.
just maybe they'll just be in a good mood today, and they'll just let us in.
Right.
Above board, there is a way to get in the city from every single town in like unique way. So it's
I
entirely.
wonder how Little Petal gets you.
Oh, I
in
bet
there.
Little Petal gets nasty out there with that. We'll have a real fun time.
That's where the tunnels are, dude.
Yeah, the tunnel.
You go down there and they move a print and they're like, we've been digging this for years.
Right. With a spoon. It's just like one dude. Like
Amazing. Obsessed.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go see how.
Which is closest, the gatehouse or like
Oh,
the area
there's
where this
gatehouses
tournament
at
is
every
happening?
single one of the gates, so you're technically
awesome.
pretty close to them. Yeah. You'd be able to pop and kind of go over to the gatehouse from here.
Let us in.
Yeah, if you
we
head
go
towards the
there,
door.
we grab onto it, and we shake it a bunch until it
Tin
comes out.
pop and just like rattle it back and forth.
Yeah, closer to the gates itself, you can see numerous armed soldiers, like a proper bastion itself. They've got like towers, archery towers, and full gatehouses filled with manpower. You'd see the guards for the first time, the guards of House Ulcra and the city of Marigold, where blue kind of raiments are down them. You can see the sigil they're wearing on a tabard it's blue rain upon a white sun on the symbol. And all the mottos are written in kind of like the old tongue. So if anyone speaks Celestial,
Okay.
you would
Yep.
see the words "as changing as the weather," which is the words of House Ulcra. The guards themselves have kind of almost like thorned helmets that kind of stick out, and their shields are shaped like a flower. They're rounded with these kind of almost like petal-like shapes coming off of them. And instead of wielding any spears or like weapons, the majority of them wield these thorned whips, which are kind of coiled up at their belt. But you'd see a series of the guards nearby. You'd see a line that goes up towards the gatehouse section, with almost like this kind of inlet into the actual building of the gatehouse, where people are walking in and kind of lining up to go and get their permits from a kind of a soldier behind a desk. People turning away most of the time after getting their names down, but you'd be able to join the queue if you like, and queue for what would probably take you about 35 minutes of queuing. It's almost like a DMV experience. It's quite slow.
Oh, hell yeah.
and going through, people taking a long time to kind of be interviewed and discuss what they bring to the city, essentially. But after that time, which seems to go by slowly and quite boring, you would finally make your way to the front. And sitting there behind it is a dwarf, beardless, beyond kind of just scruff, and hair kind of tied back in one long strand, kind of one long ponytail that's been tightened together. You see this dwarf just sat behind the desk and goes, "Okay, next one." His helmet on the table to the side.
We were just hoping for some information, or if you could point us in the right direction. We're new here. We're wondering what our options would be in order to get into the city, potentially.
It depends. If you're going to sign up for the city here, then I can put you down. Depending on your worth towards Marigold, it might speed up the process. But if you're... depends what you need it for. They can get temporary passes, which can be processed in anywhere up to a few weeks from now. But permanent residence here or permanent passes for future merchant trading can take anywhere up to 3 moons, depending on what you plan to do and the vetting process. Other than that, there are ways of getting into the city, getting passes through other means such as festivals, tournaments. Often put them out as prizes. I know the tournament of the small out here, I believe, will have a few passes on display for anyone that joins in and wins the tournament. Other than that, we've got means of, there's another, I believe, a couple of tournaments happening back in Fieldside. They'll probably have the same. But you could get a sponsor. Sponsors can pay for your passes to be essentially pushed forward, and they essentially vouch for you inside the city grounds. So you'd only be able to be inside the city as long as they are inside the city themselves, be it with you or have a residence there and have sponsored you. But these are the main means of getting into the city, of course. Unless you're part of a delegation of sorts or coming from a particular place, in which case, if we have verification and we can get a pass organized, we can get it moved much faster.
I see. All right. Thank you very much for the information.
Of course. Would you like to apply for a pass whilst you're up here?
I mean,
I suppose so. It sounds like even if we applied, it would be a long time, correct?
Relative, I suppose. If you're in a
Well,
rush, then yeah, I suppose not. But it doesn't
this
hurt
would be
to apply.
applying for a permanent permit.
You can apply for a temporary one as well, via me.
I don't see why we wouldn't just put our names in on both.
I
just in
suppose
case.
there's, yeah. Sure. All right.
He's gonna ask a psychological question.
Yeah, right. Question, Joe.
Yes.
Would Steelmane have wanted to send anyone all the way to Marigold? Or
Potentially. I mean, it's one of the capitals. It's not the norm for cities to have passes to get in, essentially. So, it wouldn't necessarily something you would be given before going.
okay.
But they might have interest in it. At the same time, they might also just have interest in, hey, yeah, apply for one, and in a few weeks you'll get one.
Yeah.
So, are you all part of the same group, family, merchants, or what are you?
Group. Yes.
Okay. Are you all in the same line of profession?
Well, I'm a doctor.
Okay.
Do everyone else have a profession? Or am I speaking for all of us here?
I will say that
I am
your
not a
professions are taken into account, and can help speed up the process for sure.
I am a tool.
Sorry, I might have misunderstood. There might have been a bit of a
I
language.
am my blade.
They are very good fighter.
Right,
A tool of
mercenary
battle,
or
if you will.
Hello.
Are you a mercenary? Are you just a soldier? Like, do you belong to a particular company, or do you belong to a particular
Well,
unit?
our company,
Well-
our unit.
Like a bodyguard
Yeah,
among you? Okay,
Technically,
Exactly.
they were under my employ for some time. I
right.
guess technically they still are.
Okay, yep, okay. That doesn't hurt the chances. Okay. What rest of you got any professions?
Captain Knight.
Which chapter do you belong to?
Oh, wait, what's it called? It's not the Dreadful.
The hesitation here is definitely.
Sweats.
That's Caitlin.
All right. Okay.
Chapter of the Vault Keepers.
Aye. We are aware of you. We must say to you that we understand that your business is continental. However, the process still goes ahead. We've had a couple of your people down at the field. No, which side? Little Petals Gate. We had a couple of your people come in.
Everything is pointing to Little Battle. You guys
Oh
need to
my
start
God.
doing
Dude, we gotta at least go look.
Dude,
like-
who's hiding in Little Petal, dude?
This has got to be a party.
That's where the
all
magic
time.
beans are. Let's
It's
go.
all of
That's
Sam's
where the
list.
beans
They're
are.
sitting with a giant bag of magic beans. They've got like everything that we
Everything
need to
we
find.
want. Yeah,
The
yeah,
skinless
yeah.
one is right fucking there.
Oh my God, you're right.
Chilling. Yeah.
Spring's memory. It's all there.
They pull the portrait aside, but there isn't a tunnel. It's just all of the important story things just hidden inside the portrait. I've been keeping them here for you.
But knights are more than welcome. Are you looking to participate in any tournaments when you get inside, or are you strictly here on business?
Well, we are interested in the tournaments, yes.
Aye,
Also,
all of you.
We have actually
all six of us, indeed.
actually participated in tournaments down south quite recently, down in the Glam Glades.
Aye, okay.
Actually, the winners of that.
Mm.
Aye, that's good to know. All right, that will definitely help speed things up. Right, sit down. Okay. I got you down there. Any other professions among you?
Lady Andrasa Evalis, representative of House Tien.
House Tien.
Steelmane, dear, the gap.
The Gap.
Right next to the Ruby Stretch, you know it.
I have never been personally, but
That's probably
I'm
a good
sure it's
idea.
lovely.
It's not.
Okay, a delegation. Are you officially part of it, or are you just coming on means of pleasure, visiting the city?
A bit of both, dear.
All right.
It's rough when you name drop your house and everyone just goes, "Who?"
Luckily, it's not her house, so she's not super offended.
Okay. This is a rather unusual group, I'll say that. What about yourselves? Looks towards Desmond and Tack. You got any professions that might help your chances here?
I don't know that it'll help too much. I'm a jeweler.
Okay. I mean, merchants often do pass on through, at least for temporary passes, quite often. Especially if if you get any recommendations over at the Hummingway. There are some merchants with some high voices in our society here. Over there. Okay.
Trying to steer us away from Little Pedal, dude. It's pissing me off.
Sorry, we both
Joe can't win, dude.
Have you checked out the Royal's crown? No, it looks at Desmond.
Not even interested.
And finally, you, have you got a profession, or are you just passing through this?
Is being a hero a profession?
You tell me. Are you a professional hero?
Full
And
day's work.
philosopher.
I make a living from it, so I guess you could say, yeah.
Somehow Desmond saying this loses us all of our credibility. Like,
It does
Oh,
open
yeah,
up
that's
to
like
a.
Basil's own heart, though. Basil somewhere across the continent
Now-
is like,
I would go for a persuasion check on this, because technically,
oh hell yeah.
currently this is your profession. So I don't think you're really lying, but I will allow.
He's not
this-
lying
got
about this.
paid for.
He fully believes this.
Yeah. So let's do
Yeah.
a persuasion check.
Let's go.
I believe in
Checks
you.
out.
You got this easy.
God, I hope he does.
Worst case, I could
Embarrassing
reroll
This
it
is the
once
most
if it's bad.
embarrassing fail.
Yeah.
Like, this is devastating.
Nah.
I could attempt for.
Can
a
I
lucky roll
guidance
and then
that
pick.
or no?
It already is
You-
guidanced.
Oh,
sorry,
okay,
go.
sorry.
I'm gonna use lucky charismatic to pick the higher one of the two.
Nice.
Okay.
Ignore the guidance of it. I didn't mean to roll that again.
Cool.
Oh yeah, we'll
28.
take that.
That's much better.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you're a
20
fucking
28.
hero.
He says something else. Professional hero. Okay, so I mean, there's bounties, there's all sorts to do in the city. People need help of less mercenary inclined helpers all the time. So that definitely wins your favor here. I have to say, I've been doing this a long time. It's not often that I get a group so unusual: a politician, a hero, a doctor, a bodyguard, a knight of the chapter of those old Vault Wardens out there, and then a jeweler to go with. Okay, I'll get it processed. I'm thinking based on this, though, I'm going to give you guys a chance to roll to knock this down.
Ooh.
We'll set it at a D20. We'll set the DC, sorry, based on a singular D20. However, the plus to it will be based on what you guys have given. A politician is pretty sought after, so that will definitely give a +1.
Hell yeah.
Or like, as in it earns some favor. They'll give a +1 because it's not. If you were a politician from, say, the major capital Neverset or another place around here, you might get a +2, but +1 there. I'll give a +2 from Desmond because of the high roll and kind of the unique nature of it. And a +1 from our knight and a +1 from our doctor. So that would be overall.
What about
plus...
the fact that we are the 6 and we all fight?
Yeah, and we
You
won
guys,
the
didn't,
tournament.
you guys didn't say it, but I mean, the winning
But we told him
tournament.
we won a
I
tournament.
did. I was
We
like,
won the
all 6 of
tournament,
us,
exactly.
indeed.
Okay, I'll give you
I
a
did
+2
say
on top of
all
that for
6 of
the
us.
tournament win.
Amazing.
So +7,
Perfect.
D20 +7.
God damn.
Okay.
Who wants to
For-
roll that?
Everyone's
Oh
wrong.
my
Let's go.
gosh.
Do it.
1, 2, 3, not it.
I think Shane should roll it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hero. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the +2.
Come on, hero!
Come on,
Already
hero.
Yeah,
Ooh,
come
my
on, be a
higher
hero,
roll.
Shane.
Fill
Come
the
on.
Check this out.
britches.
It's
Go.
Oh
That's really bad, my guy.
my fucking gosh.
So,
Hey, King, that's bad.
so a 9 overall goes. Okay, I mean,
That's real bad.
at the moment, because of the change in the season, things have started to pick up a little popularity here. So I can do what I can. I mean, this is a unique group to bring into the city. So I would estimate, yeah, you're only going to be waiting about 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Moons.
No, that'd be
Hours.
ridiculous. Weeks.
Weeks.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better.
So yeah, come back in about 5 weeks from now, and we should have your passes, likely temporary passes in that time. If you wanted permanent ones, you probably have to come a little later, or if you come back with some more deeds or something that we can write down into it. But the processing, it all goes past me. It's all done over there in the Mirror District. They're the ones who judge everyone from afar. They just do it on our recommendations and what the notes we write down. So if there's anything extra you want to put on there, now would be the time to do it.
We are the 6.
Right, so nothing extra. Okay. He wraps it up, pops it into the
Talking
sign.
about magic beans.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Is every
so hard.
city like this that you have to get a pass?
No. Marigold brought it
Why?
in a few decades ago, or several decades ago now, as a means of,
Wasting everyone's time.
I mean,
Duck down a point.
I'm sorry, that's 60s
It is.
now.
It's so hard to be playing a character that's supposed to be nice.
It's so
Oh,
true.
boy. I'd be stirring some shit right now, right? If I was anyone else.
it's so that the city is more sought after, and it has received a wide amount of success in the meanwhile since then. So I'm thankful for it. It may not seem like much, but he looks towards you, Simogain. I have a career based off this, so thank you for judging it. And you see him kind of pull out your paper and just write something down quickly and put it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there anything
Actually, I
else...
don't see that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
that's
thinking
true.
that,
Yeah,
but I didn't
everyone
say
else
it
is
'cause
seeing it.
felt
You
bad.
don't. You're just stood there smirking. Pops that way. Okay. Well, next, please.
We leave.
Have a good life. Goodbye, man. We will never see again, probably.
He's coming back for the final fight.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
joining our.
The
He's
final
joining our
enemy.
camp.
The big bad evil guy's gonna get stuck outside the gates. Um,
I'm sorry. You need
Yeah.
What have you done, though? What? Well, I decimated.
sorry, the apocalypse is gonna have to wait 4 to
Yeah.
5 weeks. Um,
Fucking bureaucracy was what
Yeah.
pushed it back.
okay, yeah, you pull away from the gatehouse with your application in. I'll tell you that had a chance of you guys getting in very quickly, but you'd have to
Wow,
find a
way to
different
rub it in.
means. You'd have to find a different. No, there's many
Little
more means.
pedal.
Just like,
Everything
shame.
points to little pedal, dude.
Let's
Everything.
go.
is that where you want to
Little
head?
pedal.
No.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
Don't we want to find out
Probably
what's
wanna
going on with the
eat.
We
tournament?
should probably eat. Yeah, is
Yeah.
the tournament in Hummingway too? The
No,
the sign
so
up?
No.
There's one in the
Hummingway,
sea. Okay.
Hummingway's marketplace merchants and that sort of way of getting
This
in.
one has tournament
Seed
at the
has
small.
tournament. Little
Oh.
Petal is shady.
Should we sign up for it while we're here?
Yeah,
Probably.
100%.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh my God, little pedal.
Heading around
Locked in.
into the kind of tournament grounds, you'd start to see more knights. You'd pass by the inn called Promise of Spring, a kind of a wider, rounded building, large inn, and just behind it you can see these kind of like arena grounds. They've got some small circular arenas, some which are more open with kind of fencing around them, look almost like jousting areas but for melees. And you would see a number of knights who are kind of sat by armors in their bags or their squire holding them, talking to one another. There's kind of an air of superiority around them, or half of them, where they're kind of well-groomed, wearing nicer clothing, wearing kind of emblems of different houses. But you'd see the closest couple who are quite close, which is next to the actual tournament ground. You'd see a automaton and an elf, both discussing right in front of where the kind of tournament itself is. And the automaton says, well, if we're going to be passing on the inside, we better make sure that we sign up for this one to finish it up by... I mean, you're going to need that pass. I've got mine. But maybe if we can win you one from this, it'll make everything a lot easier on the inside for us. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait for a few weeks and we're going to miss the other tournament, okay? And the elf kind of nods their head. Well, Best we do good in the melee at least, or otherwise we're going to have to resort to your jousting. And she just kind of smirks towards him. Yeah, best in case that. Looks towards all of you. And his head lingers on, his eyes kind of linger on Desmond. He's a different design to you, kind of broader shouldered and built for kind of combat almost. You can see he's kind of put together with springs and cogs. And his jawline is very thick and kind of straight on with almost like if like a pear that's been cut in half. His head is kind of very rounded on the top and kind of comes down. Just like a sharpened jawline which kind of comes out. It almost looks like he's got a helmet built onto the bottom portion of his jaw. Looks towards you. Oh, you don't see many automatons around here. Are you looking to sign up to the tournament as well?
All 6 of us are.
All 6? Well, I mean, you have to be in pairs of 2. This is a 2-on-2 tournament. Depending which ones you want to do, the jousting is 1-on-1.
Besides jousting, what else is there?
Oh, there's a melee going on and a joust. It mimics the tournament of the tall on the inside. So, yeah, it's teams of 2. Myself and Sicario here are signing up ourselves. You a knight of sorts, or?
Sort of a freelancer.
Oh, all right. Well, happy to have you here. What about the rest of you? Any of y'all knights in there?
Looks at Morgan.
Stares at Morgan.
Looks at Knight.
Raise his hand.
All right. Okay. Well, welcome on in. What kind of tournaments do you won in the past or competed in?
Oh my God, what was the name of the
The
tournament?
Glam Glades, right?
Did it
The
have a name?
Yeah, I couldn't remember
was it
if
just
the tournament we were
Glam
in had a.
Glades tournament. Wait, I do think it had a name. I
Yeah,
can't remember
it did. I have to check out myself.
It was like the Yay Autumn Festival tournament.
Yeah.
It had a name.
Killing the boogies,
Let's
right?
see if I can find it. It was the Festival of the Glam Glades. It was called. Just double check if it had an official name. Recently, I've written down a lot of names of tournaments, so I'm not sure which one. Yeah, I know. Who would have thought? I don't remember. I don't know where to find it.
If it helps, it was specifically like an autumn one.
Yeah, I think
versus
it
a
might have literally been
spring
called
one.
like tournament of the autumn or
Autumn.
something. Yeah, but you can say
Yeah.
Glam Glades tournament if you like.
Mm.
Do you tell him that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're the winners of that. Not too shabby. Okay, well, we got some competition up here. To sign up here, all you got to do is go and take one of the tokens over there. And when the tournament all begins, you just go and place your token in the box. You see it around the front of near the starting line, and it will give you a random number, and that's who you go up against. It's all randomized so that there's some ambiguity and anonymity there.
Right.
So you don't have
when
to.
when does this tournament start?
Well, technically, it goes on for the next 2 weeks. So you kind of put yourself in. It gives you a time, a date to arrive. It tells you when. Whenever you see fit over the next 2 weeks, you just pop the coin in. Yeah.
And you don't have to write your names down or anything. You just take the coin.
Oh no names. You announce your names if you whenever you like. You could. Some people like to announce their name right when you start up the fight. Some other people like to announce their names never. Some people come in here completely ambiguous.
Mm.
Well, our name doesn't really work in groups of 2, I don't think.
No, I don't suppose quite as effective, is it?
Never really thought about that.
We could each be 2 of the 6. A third. Yeah, don't know.
1/3.
Well,
Is that how you got one of the passes?
Oh,
I overheard.
I've had my pass now for the better part of 2 decades. I've been doing this, so.
Wow.
No, actually, no. I've never won a tournament myself. Always come close. Quite the jouster. I was in my day. But no, I got my one from my former creator.
That's nice.
Yeah, he was the one to introduce me to all this. So, I've just enjoyed the excitement of the arena ever since. But yeah, I recommend hopping on into the 2v2. You'll be able to get some good fights off. Not to the death, in case any of y'all are looking to get involved in that. It's not to the death. Outsiders often do hop into those, and I know that one down the Glamglades, that was against creatures, right? Not this one. Oh, Sir Meadow, by the way. Pleasure to meet you. This is Sir Cario. Not a squire, but formerly squire of mine. She nods her head towards her. A pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you both.
But yeah,
We
grab a coin.
went by the 6 in the Glamglades, which is why we said our name doesn't quite apply in a
I
2v2.
understand. So, I mean, you'll be spilling up, but hey, the winner of the whole thing gets to get a few passes, so I'm sure you'll be able to put in for some more. As long as
Again, if you would be a start.
Thank you very much. All this information was really helpful.
happy to help. Glad to have more people joining in the competition. More knights coming through here each day after day, so some of them trying to get in before the Tourney of the Tall kicks off. You ever seen that?
No.
What's that like?
Oh, I mean, the shortest thing you'll see inside that tournament is 10 feet tall, at least. Anywhere from ogres up to some of the smaller giants, all sorts join in there. It's an ogre tournament. My God, you can't believe the size of some of the weapons those boys swing.
Interesting.
You can, of course, sign up to that one if you're a smaller hand, I suppose. You know, if you're crazy and all that. But that's only ever happened
What do you
twice.
win? What do they win?
Oh, it
The winners
depends.
of the tournament of the tall.
I don't know what the reward is this year. They do it once every passing of the sun. So, depends. But it's a big competition, that one. Powerful. So, yeah, feel free to go and grab your coins, and maybe we'll see you in there. Hopefully we don't go up 2v2 against each other in the first round. Newcomers, you know, you have to wet your feet first. And you can also join in the jousting separately if you like, if you are that way inclined. All right.
Yeah, I guess we'll go grab 3 coins, right? Is what we would need.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Were they like
Well.
together, like married?
They're like together.
Would they kissing, Joe?
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Were they
You didn't
holding
ask.
hands? Did they
With my
have any
amazing
lingering?
we look up-
observational skills.
Yeah. We
Look at
grab
the inside
coins and
check.
peek over our shoulders.
Yeah, V would
Are they
try.
kissing?
Roll an insight check, V.
Full on making
18.
out as we turn around.
18.
I get advantage on wisdom perception checks to notice mannerisms or subtle gestures between new people in towns.
Carlisle and V are like, do you think, what was happening? What was going on there?
Do you get that same vibe I'm getting from them?
I did get a vibe.
They are not. Is that you get the advantage?
I'm trying to detect subtle mannerisms or gestures between those two.
With the 27, you basically break down their relationship history in your kind of eyes.
I've seen a lot of numbers and text scroll around my head.
They look like
Yeah.
kind of old lovers that have just met up recently for the first time again. Clearly been kind of split apart for a while. Whether
Why'd
that's
they break up?
Not
You can tell they're 27.
27's not God works of telepathy. But what it would tell you is that this is clearly mannerisms of two people who are happy to see each other and a little bit shy and embarrassed by it, and seem to have a lot of history there. And there's definitely like an underlying kind of flirtatious.
Cute.
Huh.
I told you I had a vibe.
Anyways, time
And
to
now we're
beat
gonna
their
kill
ass in the
them.
tournament.
Yeah.
So I can get 'em.
Tomato and I are at the same place, and now we're gonna murder
Let's
them.
kill him. Like, come on.
The other tournament is what? All 6 of us against an ogre?
We don't really
the
know,
tour
we
you
just
don't know
know
all the
that
details
one.
about, but they said
Yeah.
that the
It'd be
smallest
cool to
people that
enter
enter that
that.
one is like 10 feet usually.
That'd be so cool to enter that one if we get in the city.
Yeah, you might never
Right.
get in to see. I might just.
Yeah.
Do
We
we?
Cancel
may
the
never.
passes.
We might get
guess-
stabbed in an
Yeah,
alleyway of Little Petal. and
Yeah,
that's
right?
it.
Yeah.
I guess we can go towards a different gate and see what their deal is, and like either get food at Hummingway or get shanked in Little Petal.
True.
Get
Should
robbed.
we put in
might-
tokens for the tourney?
Well, we
Grab
wait,
coins.
right?
When you put them in,
Oh,
it will
that's
lock
right.
you into going to it whenever it pops up.
Oh,
right.
okay,
So
gotcha.
we wait
gotcha,
until we
gotcha.
actually want to compete.
Yes.
So we need
Okay,
to like
perfect.
rock talk about what the pairs would even be.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can't really join before we figure out who's fine with who anyway.
True.
It seems like it's pretty loose, almost like it doesn't have to be different people in each group.
Hmm.
If they don't make you write anything down or confirm your identity at all.
Well,
I suppose
I'm open to fight with anyone if it means we get some tests.
Mm.
I am also open to fight solo as well, as an extra getting of passes.
In the joust.
Hmm.
You
You
jousted.
ever joust before, V?
It's crossing blades. What could be so hard about it?
You ever ridden like a horse or a kind of steed?
No.
Then
She
that
looks a little
will be
insecure.
the most difficult part of it, unfortunately.
What? How was it hard?
In a joust,
Mm.
two people on horses ride towards each other very quickly with these long sticks called lances, and they try to knock each other off while riding very quick towards each other. So it's difficult if the horse doesn't know what you want to do because you've never ridden one before.
Like you have to tell the horse.
I will force it to do what I want it to
You
do.
may be able to overpower will alone.
You
but,
could I believe you could overpower a horse.
Horse, go
Could
forward.
fight a horse.
Like this. Horse straight ahead. To that one. What could I don't?
You never know until you try, and I mean, there's nothing.
That's
I
true.
don't think you're going to get penalized if you don't do very well.
Talk
It
directly to the
sounds-
horse. Mm.
It sounds like an inefficient way of fighting.
Nearby, you would see grooming a horse in kind of light armor, having kind of won a joust recently, it seems like. Kind of removing their helmet and kind of the mask in front of them, is a kobold who has a kind of a smaller but long, thin jousting lance that looks like it's designed to look like a dragon. But
Oh
with
my
a kind of very
God.
long,
I love that.
end.
Iconic.
Kind of place the insect, golden kobold kind of lands down, turns their head over and like clearly eavesdropping, just kind of laughs under their breath.
Do I pick up on this?
What's your passive perception?
14.
whoa,
But I
whoa.
have
If he's
advantage in
hoofing at us,
hearing
I'm-
too.
I have a 22 passive perception. I can let
There you
someone
go.
hoof that up.
yeah. You would hear him for sure.
What was that? I'm
Sorry?
gonna cough or something over there.
Yes, I did.
Amazing.
What is funny? I do not understand.
It was your calm nature in believing that jousting is something that could just be picked up, and as if there is not a bond with the horse itself. You would fall off your horse before you even got to the first part of the competition. I practically don't think you even make it out of the stands.
How can you even climb onto a horse?
Like a step ladder or something, right? Like a stool or
Ah,
a...
yes. My size is under attack. Oh, well,
I
that's
was
very
being
interesting.
earnest. It's probably how you get up.
No, I have stirrups that rise me up because
Ooh,
I
that's
just
quite
happen to be
smart.
one of the finest jousters around here. And as a retort to your insult, I would put it to you. If you could even manage to climb onto a horse and stay on one for, let's say, a minute, I would bite my tongue down so hard it would draw blood. Because I know you, ma'am, and your little friendship group here, have no place to be in a jousting tournament. There's newcomers
such a
such as
really
you
good
that make
bet.
us... What?
If she can stay on a horse for a minute, you'd bite your tongue. That's such a really good.
Until it bleeds.
I don't know. That still doesn't seem that good as a.
Well, my point
Wager.
being, ma'am, is that it wouldn't happen.
It's I can out joust you and I'm blind. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Outjoust me. Oh.
What is your name, sir?
What is your name, ma'am?
Lady Andrasa Avalis. What's yours?
Sir Curdle.
Sir Curdle. Have we heard of Sir Curdle?
Curdle, dude. This is
The best name I've ever heard.
Have I heard of Sir Curdle?
Roll a charisma check.
Yeah, we hear
No,
Rippling
don't
and
even
Echo
roll.
of Sir
Have I
Curdle,
heard-
dude?
Choose to fail. Don't even roll. No.
Well, what am I rolling? Charisma?
Yeah.
A 10. Have I heard of him?
You've heard of the two words separated.
I'm sorry, Sir Curdle, I don't think I've heard of you. Do you just joust here in Marigold, or are you sort of more
I've jousted
continental?
in several locations.
Oh, where?
Chalice Gardens, Song Rest briefly, and twice outside here. Once, once down in the Strife Lands, and plenty of practice outside of that.
Oh. I'm sure you'll make a name for yourself at some point.
I've made a name for myself. Perhaps you should get out more.
She just stares at him.
That's what his horse. Starts kind of like adjusting the syrups in there.
Anyway, I need not prove myself towards...
Curdle? And you see a tiefling wander over.
Oh no.
Curdle?
He's about to get so
It's a
owned.
squire.
He's about to get
Just
so
the, like,
fucking
stable dude,
owned,
isn't he?
dude.
Oh, here it is.
Holy shit.
Curdle, I need that lance fixed up for the next tournament.
He's a fucking squire.
Dude, that's so fucking
Then meet me in my
cringe.
tent. And he wanders back over. The tiefling walks
honey.
over. He's saying, he goes,
Oh.
at what?
Oh.
Turns towards all of you.
Should I ask him for the horse?
No, I don't.
Anyway, I have business to attend to.
Yeah,
It's good to have a dream, Sir Curdle.
That guy? My squire. I must be getting on now.
I don't think I need to incite any of this.
No.
I think it would just be emotional damage at this point.
And he kind of takes the horse by the reins and begins wandering back towards the tent.
That
Buddy.
was sad.
Hmm. Well, shall we go eat something?
Try to ride a horse. Yes, we should eat some.
We'll find a horse for you. We'll make an agenda.
I
Getting
could do it.
a horse for you to ride for approximately 60 seconds. Well,
I mean, we have
Be on the agenda.
a horse.
Oh,
we
you
have
do?
one
I can
horse.
practice.
that's
that you
true.
could technically
Unhitch the
practice
cart.
with.
Yeah.
Just ride him around.
If you're going to find somewhere to eat, there's technically a tavern or inn at every single one of the gates. So it just depends which one you want to go to for food.
Well, we don't want to be served arson, so we're not going to Little Petal. We're going to go to Hummingway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Humming
we're
will have
going
all
there
the
at some point.
marketplaces. Yeah.
Just maybe not the first day.
So if you're going to be heading over towards Hummingway, You'd be able to slip away off the kind of road and start passing around, going up through the fields and kind of slipping through some of the dirt paths that lead that way. And you'd be closing in on Hummingway, or what is also known as the Merchant's Gate, as there is built-up marketplaces and stalls, merchants who are kind of come down here to set up shop. A lot of them who don't even get into the city themselves, who come down here to sell their wares to build a name for themselves. So they might one day go inside the city to make greater fortune. So you have all manners of clothing, perfumes, items of the day, anything that might be coming through a city, which is pretty much anything, along with just foods from all over, which have been, some of them kind of have lasted longer on the road, others are being cooked fresh here. And one thing you'd notice around the air of Hummingway is a lot of trees in the location. And fitting of the name, you'd see, without even needing to do a perception check, you'd already see a few hummingbirds within the air from walking over. It seems as hundreds live around here, hence the name of the place. Trees are filled with them, and they just fly around, and you can just kind of see them buzzing everywhere. The closest inn in this location as well, you'd see this inn building with a hummingbird on it as its kind of symbol, and it's kind of a hummingbird leaning out of this kind of hole in a tree, and it's called the Humming Hole. And you now have like an entire merchant's gallery of shops and marketplaces to look into, if you're looking for anything in particular. But with that being said, with you outside this marketplace, and with us reaching kind of a good time to call a stop before we dive into our next section of this town, we should probably finish up episode 24 there so that you can dive in episode 25 to look around the markets and see which way you want to get in.
Sick.
To the city.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, good job everyone. Welcome back. It's good to have everyone back. We'll do a little bingo. I loaded one up, so we'll do the bingo here. I imagine this one's going to be a hard one for you guys to get because I imagine they probably didn't expect us not to get into the city. So Marigold calling episode 24's bingo. If you tune into the stream, you'll be able to see it. Because once again, if I capture the window, it's going to break all the cameras. So, party actively avoids Marigold Bugbear Necessities branch. You haven't got in yet.
We will.
Long flowing
Not
hair
yet,
NPC.
dude.
Nope. I didn't do it.
Ponytail. That's it.
You did say he had flowing, like his hair was wet and long. So not quite.
That's right.
The
yeah.
bugbear.
Our bugbear friend.
Yeah.
I didn't say long flowing hair on him, okay?
Long, flowing, beautiful hair on
I
the
did not.
bugbear.
Yeah.
Rewind it. Double check. You did.
Gorgeous.
Major
For
lore
sure.
drop? No.
I think the biggest lore stuff was Sir Morgane's convo, right?
Yeah,
True.
that was pretty big.
Wasn't really a law drop, though, just confirming.
Yeah, I'm not going to say
information we already
major.
had.
Party must adapt to strange city custom. I'll give you that because
Yeah,
you've
gate
got V with you
passes.
as well. And yeah, there's
Oh yeah.
true. Carlisle Trollpat PTSD moment? No.
Actually, pre-show there was though when Tomato remembered what we had done and was like,
Disgusted by it, yeah. Asshole shopkeeper NPC. No, I think you had all nice ones
Not
today.
really. Yeah.
New Crown Heart Hall survivor. No. Task succeeds a clutch ability check.
Always.
I
I don't know if they were clutch. I got a 24
No,
investigation.
you did get a very good investigation that let you see
Yeah,
the
that
guy.
was
You
good.
wouldn't have found a little tiny man running otherwise.
Yeah.
If you tipped that the other way, by the way, he would have 100% drowned. Or as you said, if you tipped it, and he would have slammed against the ground. So there's a chance you could have lost that guy. So you guys did that really well. Desmond flexes tinkering prowess. No.
Not yet, no.
Party
He did
antagonizes.
flex though.
That's true. He did flex. Party antagonizes underpaid city watch. I mean,
little.
Morgane.
I would say Morgane did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were about to walk away without like any issues, and then just slapped down an insult. Party cheaps out on an inn. Not yet.
Not yet.
Bastion
It's
gets attacked.
Preposterous, dude.
No.
Bastion
Free.
gets attacked. The fuck.
It can happen, but it can't happen whilst you're there, apparently. Pie tipped off to Marigold's underlying problem or mystery. No.
No.
Pet on cam, yeah. I saw
Yeah.
your little one, and I saw the cat.
Oh yeah.
Party registers for Tourney with new group name.
Not yet.
Sort of. But
I'll
not
give you this
really.
one because you guys were playing around with it, and you kind of did, but you haven't really got a name yet. Andressa schmoozes with local authorities. No.
Not
Morgan
yet.
gets wind of a new escapee. No. You got wind of knights in the area, though. No new escapee.
Why
though.
else would they be there? Yeah.
True.
Look, you're not
Sus.
gonna get a thing from this, so I'm just gonna give it to you anyway. Nat 1, Nat 20. We had Nat 20.
Don't
Don't
give
think
it
we had
that.
Nat 1.
I didn't get wind of a new escapee, did I?
No, you didn't. I'll take it back. You're right. You don't deserve it. V uses current bloodbath buff. No.
Nope.
Don't think so. New homebrew race NPC. No. Building with improbable fantasy architecture. No, not yet. Reason for the town's name discussed. No. And obligatory secret behind waterfall. No, you guys didn't go up there.
Ooh.
There better be now, though. Now it's in
Yeah.
our heads.
Yeah. It's not that next time when we go.
Yep.
You're in
What's
trouble.
behind that waterfall?
You'd have to go around to the back of the Sorrows.
Oh, we
Well, thank you everyone for playing. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week for episode 25, our quarter century episode, and we'll see how these guys get into the city. I designed a lot of ways that you could do it, and I imagined there are many ways you guys will conjure and find your own means of getting in. So we'll see how you do it. There's plenty to be had outside the city as well as inside. Like I said, you can spend as little or long here as you like. But with that all being said, let's go ahead and do some shout-outs and then finish up for the night. Let's start off with the Dodger.
Hello. I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. My big news is that a game that I've been producing has a release date. If any of you want to check out, it's a new Metroidvania called Gestalt Steam and Cinder. It's coming out on May 21st. The team's been working super hard on it, and there's a demo if you'd like to try it out. So that's my big thing. Also, I don't know if Joe mentioned it at the start of the session, but Joe did a recap episode last
true.
week, and
Go up on YouTube tomorrow.
people come into my stream all the time while we're talking about Sunforged and are like, is there an easy way to catch up? Watch the recaps. They're very good.
Yeah, I've got
That's me.
one going up on YouTube tomorrow, and then I think we're taking off the 28th, so I'll do another one then, and I'll get you all the way up to episode 21, and then whatever one comes afterwards, you'll be close. You'll be close. You'll just be just behind us. Sam.
That's me. Sam.
You're not wrong. Sam, I am. Twitch.tv/stripping. Tomato.
God, leave me alone. Dude.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to say your name. Bree.
Brevon, I am a tool. Interpret that how you may.
Cool. Put it as a Twitch profile. Shane.
Yes.
Hi.
do that.
I don't stream after D&D anymore because I stream in the
In
mornings.
the days,
now,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Daytime
Waking up
streamer
at 6
Shane?
a.m. now.
Life changing.
Yeah, he's-
Yeah,
Who are you even?
it feels so much better.
You've been playing
I love
Cyberpunk,
waking
In
right?
my
up
day to like do
early.
things. Yeah, Cyberpunk is so much fun still.
Hell
Solid.
yeah.
And finally, OLG.
Hello, I'm OLG. I don't have anything to shout out except for the fact that my puppy just finally decided to take a nap again in time for me to get up, which is going to wake her up. And the cycle begins anew.
Cycle continues. There's a Patreon if you want to see behind the scenes stuff, some of the lore going up there. Basically, I'm just posting up lore, homebrew stuff, or behind the scenes notes. You can see how we design all of this. Get a look behind the curtain. Otherwise, Snail Blazers is coming back soon. And everyone here, if you ever want to join into an episode, season 2 of Snail Blazers, my speedrunning show for non-speedrunners. The first game is Fallout New Vegas, as befitting
my
of the
God.
time. So if you're interested in watching a new show or a show coming back, then that is on at the moment, and I should be able to get the next episode out in the next week or two. But otherwise, we'll be back next week for more Dungeons and Dragons, episode 25 of Sunforged. We'll see you guys there. Take care. Peace out. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.